Attorney John Malcolm says his cat Virginia was killed by his neighbor, Gerald Tripp's pit bull. Gerald has offered to pay $12.50 to replace the cat, but John says that is not enough.
Mr. Tripp, this is your dog?
Yes, ma'am.
Your dog killed the plaintiff's cat.
So they
You don't
say.
seem to deny that.
Well, I don't know that for sure neither.
Put your hands down, sir. From your answer to Mr. Malcolm's complaint, you sort of... Am I boring you?
Definitely. I apologize.
Well, then I'll try to make it as fast as possible. Mr. Malcolm, you two were neighbors?
Yes, we are.
I would like you to tell me what you observed. Give me the date of the incident.
July 29th, at about 1:15 in the morning, I was awoken by the loud barking of a dog and the scream of a cat. And this was a horrific scream. It wasn't like an ordinary cat fight. It was a bloody murder type scream. I got up out of bed, ran to the other end of the house, looked out the kitchen window, and in my field of view, which is about 30 degrees, I could see at least two people standing, not more than this distance from here to the dog, watching that dog attack our cat.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Tell him how you really
It
feel.
stopped.
Tell him, Malcolm. Come on. Tell him.
How do I really feel?
Tell him how you
I
feel,
would like to have a piece of him. I
Yeah.
really would.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Malcolm says he witnessed the killing of his cat by his neighbor Gerald Tripp's pit bull. Gerald says cats are disposable.
Where did this happen, sir?
This happened about 10 feet away from our front porch.
Okay, so it was on your property.
Yes, it was.
What did you do?
I ran to the back of the bedroom, got my pants and a flashlight, and ran out. And I think I said something like, "Hey, you guys just killed my cat." The dog was already gone at that point. He was already gone,
You mean the defendant?
the defendant. His brother Rodney,
That's this young man here?
yes, seated with the dog, and another young man, also with a close cropped haircut like that, turned and walked away. I knelt down and saw Virginia, and she was just ripped to shreds. She was crushed.
How long had you had the cat, sir?
I've had her for 12 years, and she's been a beloved family member. My wife and children have cared a great deal about her.
Okay, Mr. Tripp, I'll hear your side of the story, sir. I'm going to make this fast so that you don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Put your hands down.
I was woken up by my dad that said the cops were outside, wanted to talk to me about my dog killing a cat.
Listen to me. Slowly. You were awakened by your father.
Yeah, I was awakened by the old man. He woke me up, said, "Come outside. The cops want to talk to you about your dog killing a cat." So I went outside. I find this dude right here. He was kicking it. And then two cops and a dead cat. I get with my family, and they fill me in on what had happened.
Did you see what happened, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Stand up here.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a little more articulate than your brother.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on to that dog.
Come here, man.
Put the dog on a leash
The dog's on a leash.
and hold it. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, ma'am. I was woke by my friend Greg, the other witness that he mentioned. He came inside yelling that there was someone breaking into my vehicle. I went outside, and when I ran outside the front door, Max followed me. I observed the cat in the corner of my eye in my front yard. My dog ran over to the cat as I was running to the car. Ran to the car, I seen it got broke into.
Try looking at me.
The steering column and everything was busted out, and I could hear the cat screaming. So I look over, and next thing I know, he comes running outside. "Your dog's killing my cat. Your dog's killing my cat." I was
But by
like, "Yes,
this time, sir, the dog and the cat were on his property.
The dog chased the cat onto his property.
The dog chased the cat onto his property.
Yeah, after it was
Good.
in our front yard.
Sit down. So once this happened, which one of these two geniuses said to you, "Too bad about your cat, man"?
This one.
Yeah, sounds right. All right, and he offered to pay you $12 for your cat. Because he said-
$12.50, Your Honor.
Because
he tells
he
me
said-
that cats are disposable. One's as good as another.
I suppose he feels that way about his dog.
Your Honor?
You don't feel the same way about your dog?
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Easy come, easy go.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Mr. Tripp, how old are you, sir?
22, ma'am.
22. And how do you support yourself?
Unemployed.
So you don't support yourself.
Correct.
How many times have you been arrested?
How many times have I been arrested?
That was my question. I understood my question.
You know, it's really, I want to say once. One time that I remember. He knows all about it. He was asking me about it the other day.
And who do you live with?
I live with my father,
Who else?
my dog, my brother, the other members of our family. Who do you live with?
You ever been in a drug rehabilitation program?
Ma'am, that's none of your business, I feel.
Well, I'll tell you what is my business, Mr. Tripp. I'm awarding the plaintiff $1,500. It's more than he's requested for the damage that was done to his family emotionally and the damage to his cat and the suffering that the cat suffered. Sir, you've only been arrested according to your statement once at this time in your life. You continue with that kind of an attitude when you're in court. I guarantee you this will not be the last time you're before a judge. That's all.
All right, sir, excuse. You may step out.
See that, right? That wasn't so bad, huh?
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next,
Please.
76-year-old Helen Uditsky says her grandson, 25-year-old David Union, refuses to repay her for a motorcycle she put on her credit card. She also claims he stole her jewelry.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 395 on the calendar in the matter of Uditsky versus Union. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Yeah.
Mrs. Uditsky, this is your grandson.
Yes. Was.
Well, he still is. Your grandson.
Yeah.
You may be angry at him.
Very.
I assume so. If you filed a lawsuit against him, I assume he's done things to make you very angry.
Yeah.
But your lawsuit complains of really two things. The first thing is that you made a loan to him so he could buy a motorcycle. Is that right?
No. It was put on my credit card.
Did you go with him to the store to buy the motorcycle?
I went with him to the store
How did that come about that you went with him to the store, Mrs. Uditsky?
because he was crying to me that he had no way of getting to work. He had the girl that he lives with, plus he's got 2 babies. And I felt sorry for the babies because half the time they weren't eating. There was no food.
Were you living with him at the time?
At that time, I had come from San Jose because I was so cold up there that I was staying there. And it wasn't going to be a permanent thing. It was just going to be temporary. I was staying with them at that time. Mandy just turned 4, and Cameron just turned 2.
These are your 2 children, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
And how old are your children now?
They're 4 and 2.
Are you married to their mother?
No, I'm not.
Why not?
Good question.
Well, I know it's a good question. That's why I asked you. Why aren't you married to their mother?
Just hasn't got around to it yet.
Some other-
Financial reasons?
But you live together.
Yes, we do.
She collect welfare?
No.
The children collect welfare?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Any support from the state?
No. None whatsoever.
So why don't you get married?
Financial reasons.
What financial reason? What's the difference if you're living together? I'm just curious. Miss Uditsky, just give me a moment, please. I'm always trying to get information. See what this world is like now.
go ahead.
Because we've decided not to yet, Your Honor.
Why? You
we
made
just
2
decided-
babies.
You can have 2 babies and not be married.
Sure.
Okay.
Everybody does that these days.
All right.
That doesn't make it right.
Doesn't make it right. We have not decided to get married.
What kind of work do you do?
Right now, I don't do any work. I watch my kids all day.
And your girlfriend?
She is a
Where does she work now?
nail money,
What kind of work does she do?
accounts receivable on a computer.
Uh-huh. And who supports the family?
Well, I do part way, like through bowling tournaments, and she does through working.
You do bowling tournaments? Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
I'm a bowler.
Do bowling tournaments. Miss Uditsky, I'm not going to get to the jewelry yet because you also say that you believe that your grandson's...
Jewelry from my husband that my husband bought me. I have proof. My daughter's here. Jewelry from my husband that my husband bought me. I have proof. My daughter's here. she will tell you the jewelry that my husband bought for me. And I swore up and down that if this ring had disappeared, he would be dead and I would be in jail. Because this is the last thing that my husband gave me. Now, they made their bar mitzvah together. Him at 13, my husband at 70. They had a 3-day affair. My husband's 2 wishes in life were to make a bar mitzvah, which he couldn't make when he was younger, and to go to homeland. After the bar mitzvah, I sent them to Israel, 15 days.
You mean your husband and your grandson?
Right. I couldn't go because I'm handicapped. I sent them there for 15 days. The first thing out of my husband's mouth when he come home is, Mama, now if God wants me, he can have me. He says, I've gotten the wishes I wanted. That was all of 1985. December 1st, 1985, my husband passed away. This is the last ring, and my husband bought me loads of gold. She'll tell you. He was always buying me beautiful things. 48 years. I love that man. There's another man in the world for me.
What makes you think that
this boy stayed in my bedroom when I had my hip broken in the house there from the dog, when the dog pushed me, and I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I have a metal plate with 4 metal bolts here. He stayed in my bedroom. He stole the money from me, from in my drawers, from my purse. She'll attest to what was missing. She knows that he slept in my money in the house because the babies would come and they'd say, Bubby, kept money in the house because the babies would come and they'd say, Bubby, we're hungry. Bubby, I'm hungry. Make me something, Bubby.
Would you step up here?
So
Tell me your last name.
Capricorn.
It's Capricorn. You're his mother?
Yes, sir.
He has stolen from her. He has stolen from everybody.
Has your son been in trouble during his teenage years?
Yes.
She would have to attest to it because when he was a baby, I was having problems of my own, and my mother and father took custody of him, and he didn't start staying with me until he was 16. But her and my father had taken care of him until then.
Okay.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She's still my sister, and to this day, I still consider her as my sister.
But she isn't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Helen Uditsky wants her grandson, David Union, to return the jewelry and the money spent on a motorcycle.
Let me tell you what this is. Your grandmother is so angry and hurt at you, which is why I've let her tell me this story, because she just had to get it out. Because it sounds to me as if she took on the responsibility of raising you for 16 years almost.
Correct.
It was probably something that she didn't bargain for, that she didn't necessarily relish, but it was an obligation that she and your grandfather took over when your mother wasn't in a position to take care of you, for whatever reasons. We don't have to go into that. And what she's saying is you haven't done the right thing to her, for her. You know, parents have the responsibility of raising their children, not grandparents. When grandparents have to raise their children, it's usually because their children screw up. And it's usually at a time when they have looked forward all of their lives to some peace. When you're 75 years old, you sort of figure you've paid your dues. You got it?
I understand.
Good. Now, why didn't you give her back the money for the motorcycle?
It was, under my understanding, it was a birthday present.
Well, what makes you think it was a birthday present, Mr. Union?
I was looking through a motorcycle magazine. I said I was going to have my friend AJ pick me up and go look at a motorcycle. I called AJ up and she said, well, why don't you have AJ take me and I'll put it on my card and this will be your early birthday present. It was just before my birthday.
What birthday?
Just in September, my 25th birthday. That way I can go to work and back and whatnot. That's it.
So then let me ask you this question, Mr. Union. Why do you think that if that's the case, your grandmother is suing you for this money? Why? She's got all of her marbles. I'm telling you that right now. If it was
That's not true, Your Honor.
What's not true?
That's not true.
That she has all the marbles?
No,
oh,
that's
yes.
not true at all.
Oh,
Okay,
yes, it's true.
After my grandmother had an operation, Me and my girlfriend were smoking marijuana in the hospital room.
You were?
She was, no. The doctors had given her Demerol and caused her to lose her mind,
Oh, yeah.
basically.
You mean forever?
No, not forever. I'm not saying forever. I mean, just caused her to just not be at one state of mind, at a state of mind.
Yeah, well, that happens when you're taking Demerol, sir.
Right.
When you're given Demerol, sometimes you have fantasy and things aren't reality.
That's correct.
But when she took you down with her credit card, sir, she wasn't on Demerol.
I understand that.
No. So why do you think, Mr. Union, that your grandmother, who raised you, who cleaned your diapers, who cleaned up after you when you got stomach aches?
All right, I've seen this Advanced Amino Formula all over TikTok, and honestly, I didn't believe the hype. But I actually tried it for 14 days, and here's what surprised me. By day 3, the first thing I felt was energy, real energy. Not caffeine, but like my body finally woke up. This formula has all 8 essential amino acids, the ones your body literally can't make on its own. And I noticed 2 big things. Faster recovery, soreness that normally lasts 2 days was gone in hours. Better focus, I didn't expect that.
And I'm not kidding. My skin actually looked better. Aminos help your collagen. Didn't know that. I want to be used with reticular skins over the Versailles skin is to sacrifice in their face.
If you want more energy, better recovery, or even to look healthier, this actually works. I'm sticking with it. I put the link in description. Check it out if you want the same results.
In the middle of the night, who helped you with your homework, who paid for you to go to Israel with your grandfather when you were 13, who nurtured you, why do you think that now your grandmother is standing there suing you for something that was a gift? Explain that to me.
I can't explain that. Because
Neither can I. It doesn't make sense, does it? Now let's get to the jewelry.
I know nothing about jewelry.
Now.
I don't even know what jewelry she's talking about.
Mrs. Uditsky.
That's enough.
I don't know what kind of problems he has. I assume that you will tell me that he had access to your mother's room and stayed in your mother's room when she was in the hospital. Is that right?
Yes.
So he certainly had the opportunity to take property from her room. And I don't know whether he had the inclination, but he had the opportunity. But he was not the only person in that house, right?
Right.
Who else was in the house?
His girlfriend,
Her and
two babies, and then Diane's father.
He worked all day.
So that, well, it doesn't take long to go into a room. Mrs. Uditsky, the problem is with regard to the jewelry that you got from your husband, whatever amount of money that I could award you, even if I were satisfied that you had been able to prove that he took it, would not compensate for the articles of jewelry themselves. Because what you're really saying is those are things that were precious to you.
Very precious.
But in a court, you have to be able to prove to me that he took it. Now, there's no question in my mind that he's a liar. There's no question in my mind that he's a liar.
Thank you.
That you put this motorcycle on your credit card because he asked you to do that.
Bill from it.
Because he asked you to do that, and he needed transportation. And this baloney story about it being a gift because you were on Demerol is just that you're losing your marbles. Clearly, not all your mental faculties about you, but you still have to prove to me that he took your jewelry.
He did take my jewelry.
I know you say he did. He says he didn't. He probably did.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I'm going to say it to you again because I have a feeling that you got something else in between your ears other than what God should have given you.
There's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing in between your ears. You're absolutely right,
Nothing
sir.
at all.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Helen Uditsky wants her grandson, David Union, to pay her back for a motorcycle and some jewelry. He says she's just upset because his girlfriend, Diane Bondison, betrayed a family secret.
What items of jewelry are missing, Mrs. Uditsky?
I have a charm that had rubies. I have a Star of David ring. It's like the other ring. This other one was my great-grandmother's ring, and it was passed down to me. So this one I had restored, but I had a ring same like this, only with the Star of David in there. Everything that my husband bought me, other than the chains, were all religious articles. I converted to Judaism. I was not born a Jew. I converted 48 years ago, and I have lived that life.
How many grandchildren do you have?
I don't have any. I'm through. I have a daughter here, and I have a
one
daughter
child
in San Jose.
Does your daughter in San Jose have any children?
Yes,
she does. Right to her right.
She has children, but she is my stepdaughter.
Okay.
That was my husband's daughter.
Do you have any other biological children other than this daughter here?
She's adopted.
She's your daughter?
She's my daughter.
Granddaughter.
Yes.
Excuse me, Your Honor. That's her
it.
granddaughter. My Aunt Sandra is her mother.
Judge,
No.
it's just to make a long story short, okay?
This is
Sandra-
the reason why she's mad at me.
Sandra, who I was always, when I was younger, thought she was my sister, in reality is my mother. I found this out when I was 16 years old, and I've known for many, many, many years. My mother had made a promise to her that, as far as anybody's concerned, I was her daughter, that's it. So, for all purposes, she's still my sister, and to this day, I still consider her as my sister.
But she is, in fact, your biological mother.
Right.
I had made the promise because my daughter was got into trouble, having a child out of wedlock, was going to give it up for adoption. My husband and I says, no, this is family. No, we will adopt her. We got a lawyer, and when the baby was born,
That's her.
it was her. When the baby was born, we took her home from the hospital, and we've raised her all her life that we could.
What had happened was when they were bringing her from San Jose, Diane was riding with her, and my mom told Diane I was Sandra's daughter. Okay, and she made a promise to her not to say anything.
I thought she'd keep her word to God. That's all.
I didn't say anything to him until after I found out that you told her the truth, and he was the only one that...
Your Honor,
just a second.
I had told David a long
This is
time
the
ago.
reason why everyone's mad at she's mad at me because
She's
I
mad at
found
me
out.
because I told him the truth.
This is the whole reason why. This was a birthday present. I stole no jewelry.
So let me ask you this, sir. Why do you think she's angry at you? Now, that has nothing to do with him.
Because all she cares about now is money. That's all she cares about, okay? The motorcycle was $2,000. She's trying to sue me for $4,000 now.
She says that you took jewelry
I
from
didn't
her.
take any jewelry, okay? 10
And
years,
money.
10 years ago, 10 years ago,
Took him to pick up the motorcycle. I asked him where he got the money for it because I knew 10 years ago.
She did not pay her. She took her to small claims court and won. If this was a loan, she would have made me sign something. This was not a loan. This was a birthday present.
Your Honor,
That's what it was.
that is a lie.
I did not
because
sign anything.
I took him to pick up the motorcycle. I asked him where he got the money for it because I knew he didn't have any. He told me he got a loan. This is what he told
Not
me
true.
in the car.
He didn't tell you from whom?
No, he told me in the car on the way, and I knew who he had got how he got the motorcycle was from her.
What did we get him for his birthday?
For his
together?
birthday, we got him a bowling ball and to enter him into a bowling contest. This is what he was given for his birthday present in September.
Sounds to me that whether Mrs. Uditsky is your grandmother or your great-grandmother.
That's not an issue. You're right. That's not an issue.
It's not an issue.
The issue was that this was a birthday present. This was
Baloney! Baloney! It was no birthday present, sir. It was no birthday present.
Were you there?
I get 1,000.
Big mistake. No, but let me tell you something. Common sense and this story suggests to me, and I've said it to you once before, I'm going to say it to you again because I have a feeling that you got something else in between your ears other than what God should have given you.
There's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing in between your ears. You're absolutely
There's
right,
nothing
sir.
at all.
Nothing.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Common sense says that a lady who took care of you, wiped your rear end, wiped your brow, took your temperature, nursed you for 16 years, isn't going to bring you to court unless she's really hurt. And the reason she's really hurt is because not only did you take this money that you borrowed from her for the motorcycle, but that you stole from her.
No, I didn't.
When she wasn't in her room, when she was in a hospital, you stole from her, and you stole from her the things that her husband, the 46 years, had given to her that were very precious. 48 years that were
That's
very
not true.
precious to her. That's what common sense dictates to me. So,
She just
Mr.
deserves an
Union,
doctor for her act.
get a job. And you, madam, you want to work? That's terrific. You don't want strangers to take care of your babies? That's too bad. You got babies to support? You got to work. And this guy over here has now a $5,000 judgment to pay off, so he better get a job. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy,
She's a money lover. That's all it is. She's just turned into a money hungry, you know what.
David, you told me.
That's it.
You told me that.
David, come here.
I'm done. Period.
He has even gotten so mad at me that he's thrown me against the wall, and that's when I told him he had to move out of my house.
Okay, I'm out of here now.
I just want her to have what she needs so she could be in peace. That's all.
Parties on Opp versus Gallagher. Step forward, please.
29-year-old Julie Opp and her boyfriend John Gallagher, a private investigator, drove to Mexico so Julie could live out a private fantasy, to dance in a strip club. But when the time came, John got jealous and a fight erupted at the border.
Order. All rise. Quiet, please. All rise. Judges, number 7 on the calendar in the matter of Opp versus Gallagher. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Well, this is some story, depending upon the version. Bottom line, Miss Opp, you are suing the defendant, Mr. Gallagher, because you say he assaulted you on a recent trip to Mexico.
Yes.
Why you were there is somewhat in dispute. We'll get to that in a minute. He says that you assaulted him first. Something that you don't really deny in your papers.
Yes, I did.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. Were you his girlfriend?
We were girlfriend and boyfriend.
For how long? Before you took this trip, this fateful
Probably
trip?
a year and a half.
What were you doing in Mexico?
We originally went down there to get him some steroids and some medicine that takes you off of steroids.
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
Well, I'll get to you in a second. All right, so tell me when you left. You left for Mexico on what day of the week?
We left on the 17th. I don't remember what day of the week that was.
Oh, was it on a weekend?
I don't even remember.
Were you planning on spending a few days there?
No, we just went there for the day to pick up his steroids.
So you left in the morning?
Yeah.
What time did you get there?
I think it was around 10.
In the
11.
morning?
Yeah.
So what did you do? Tell me about the day.
We got there and we went to the pharmacy to look for his stuff, and he wanted to find a doctor where he could get his steroids, and that took an hour or two, and then we went, had some tacos, drank a few beers, and basically that took a couple more hours. Then we went to a strip bar. We had previously talked about me dancing, and I said no, I'm not comfortable
Well, tell me
with
if
it.
that's what I find so interesting about this case. You went to a few strip bars and you talked about you dancing.
Well, before we went to the strip bar, we talked about it.
What was the conversation?
He wanted to see me dancing.
No.
Go ahead.
He wanted to see me dance because it was kind of like a fantasy thing between us. He just wanted to see it. I wasn't a dancer. He'd never seen me on a stage, and I told him if I did do it, I would need to drink a lot in order to get up there. And so we went to the strip bar. I drank a lot, and
you got pretty drunk?
I don't really get drunk because I get sick really easy, but I got tipsy Definitely. I had to relax in order to do it.
Okay.
And so I drank. He said, come on, keep doing it, go do it. And finally I did it. I went up there and I danced. And when I got down...
At the strip bar?
Yes. And...
Bambi's.
Do you have to... I mean, can anybody just go there and do this? Do you have to ask a manager?
Anybody can do it. There was other American girls there doing it too. And there was a bunch of Marines. It wasn't...
Okay. Feels foolish now, doesn't it?
I'd never done it before.
Oh, okay.
And it was supposed to be something private between him and I. And it didn't end up that way.
So what happened? You danced?
I danced. I was done. We went to another bar, and he's like, do it here. And we're sitting there, and there was a girl dancing in front of us. And he says, give me $1, I want to tip her. I said, I'm not going to give you $1 to tip her. Use your own money. And we got into an argument from that point on. So we walked out of the strip bar, and we're arguing on the street, and he called me a whore. And I said, how could you call me a whore? You're the one who talked me into doing this. And he goes, I'm sorry. He goes, I shouldn't have said that. Hit me. And I go, no. And he goes, hit me, you're a whore. And he just kept saying it. Finally, I hit him. I mean, we were arguing. It wasn't just a calm thing.
So you hit him?
So I hit him.
Where'd you hit him?
I'm sorry?
Where did you hit him?
In the face.
One time or more than one time?
One time, and then he called me a whore and told me, hit me again. So I hit him one more time. And then we grabbed a taxi.
3 times.
And then we grabbed a taxi, and we were driving back because we were going to get in trouble at that point. And he started calling me a whore again. So instead of hitting him, I grabbed my clog off my foot and hit him over.
All right, I've seen this Advanced Amino Formula all over TikTok, and honestly, I didn't believe the hype. But I actually tried it for 14 days, and here's what surprised me.
By day 3, the first thing I felt was energy, real energy. Not caffeine, but like my body finally woke up. This formula has all 8 essential amino acids, the ones your body literally can't make on its own. And I noticed 2 big things. Faster recovery, soreness that normally lasts 2 days was gone in hours. Better focus, I didn't expect that. And I'm not kidding. My skin actually looked better. Aminos help your collagen. Didn't know that. I wanted to use with reticular skins over the Visayas. Skin is to sacrifice in their face. If you want more energy, better recovery, or even to look healthier, this actually works. I'm sticking with it. I put the link in description. Check it out if you want the same results.
The head. So I went and hit him in the face. But tempers were not good, and he kept calling me a whore. And
he was pretty drunk too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
you get to the border.
We get to the border, and things have calmed down. We're back on this side. It's kind of over. I said I had to go to the bathroom before we go back. And in the parking lot where you park, there's a public restroom. And we went in there, and he starts arguing, and he's talking about it, and I said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to argue. It's over. Let's just go home. It's been a bad day. And I tried to get out of the bathroom because I was done, and he wouldn't let me out of the bathroom. He kept arguing with me. And so I went to open the door, unlock the door, and get out. So it was hot and stinky. It's gross in there. And he wouldn't let me out. Finally, he grabbed me, and he pulled me away from the door and shoved me against the wall. And then that's when the back of my head hit the wall, and I passed out. And he was yelling at me, stop it, you're faking it, you're faking it. And I was looking at him saying, I'm not faking it, I'm passing out right now. And I was slumping down to the ground. And when I came to, because I kind of went out, when I came to, I noticed my hearing was gone. And then I became hysterical because I didn't know what was wrong. I'd never even heard of a ruptured eardrum. I didn't know what it was. I thought I had gone deaf for some reason. And I started screaming to him. We walked back to the car. He finally let me out, and we started to drive away. I said, take me to a hospital. This isn't normal. There's something wrong with me. Take me to a hospital. And he said, no, I'm not, you're fine. You're faking it. And so I grabbed my cellular phone because he wasn't going to take me to the hospital to dial 911, and he grabbed the phone and wouldn't let me call. And so because he wouldn't go to the hospital, I opened the door and pretended I was going to jump out. In order to let him know that I was serious, I needed to go to the hospital.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She would remain anonymous. No one would find out about this, and she could let her inhibitions go.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Julie Opp is suing ex-boyfriend John Gallagher, claiming he punctured her eardrum during a fight over her amateur stripping debut.
So you have medical bills that you want him to pay for.
Yes.
What were your medical bills?
One's the doctor's bill, which is $228.64. One is the lab bill, which is $267.24. And then there's the emergency hospital bill, which is $1,306.
Okay, Mr. Gallagher. You had enough water, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Go to the bathroom?
Let's hear your story. You
All right,
went to Mexico.
I'll tell you the real version of the story. Actually, it started about a week before the date we went down. I can't recall the date, but the week prior, she had gone down to Mexico with a girlfriend named Melissa, done the same thing. She had been flirting with the idea of possibly trying, dancing at nightclubs. And, can't blame her. She's, pretty attractive and can make a lot of money at it. So they had gone down and came back and told me the story how she had gotten up on stage. And I don't think she actually meant to, but she ended up getting up on stage and she made a bunch of money. And she was kind of excited. And it probably was a fantasy thing also, but we decided to go down on that Saturday.
How much is a bunch of money? I'm just curious.
She had a lot of crinkle $1 bills, but I'm sure more than 100 of them.
$80. $80. It's not a lot of money.
She's probably on there for like 5 minutes and made $80.
This was before you made
I had gone
$80
the
when you went
weekend
down there
before
with the girlfriend.
With my girlfriend, I told him about it, and he said, I want to do that. And we talked about it.
So
and
you
I
went
said,
down
No,
a week
she
before
wanted
with
to-
Chuck.
I said that I wasn't really comfortable with it.
But you went down a week before you made $80.
Right.
So she wanted me to go down with her
We're going
as...
to charge you for the water.
Can I get something better? So, I'm a little nervous. She wanted me to go with her, partly as protection. Melissa couldn't go, and also fantasy thing. But we didn't go down in the morning, and we did not go down to buy steroids. It's a lie. We didn't go down to buy steroids. We actually went down. It was dark out when
Ask
we
him
were
to take
driving.
his jacket off.
Yeah. We went... while we were there, we did go down, but it wasn't in the morning. It was dark out. It was probably like 7 or 8 o'clock when we started driving down. She drove her car, and we did stop at the border, and we parked in that parking lot and took the red bus. It's just this red bus you take in. It's like a mile. It costs $1. And I did buy some pharmaceuticals there. They were not steroids. I didn't go down to buy steroids. Then we started drinking, and actually went to a taco bar across the street from the strip bars, and we had some beers, and we went to, I think, 2 other bars and drank a lot of tequila. We did get pretty drunk. And she got her courage up, and she really wasn't sure if she was going to do this, and maybe I did, provoke her a little bit to do it. We went to the first bar, I think it was Bambi's. And arrangements were made for her to go on stage, and she went on the backstage.
So let me stop you. How were arrangements made? Look. How
went
were
up-
arrangements made for her to go on the stage?
I was kind of like her agent.
Well, Mr. Gallagher, that's a conclusion, sir. Tell me exactly what you did to
Went up to,
make these
one of the-
arrangements.
Grabbed one of the guys, like the Mexican guys that worked there that spoke English, and said she wants to dance. And then at first they look at her and like, yeah, but they try to play hardball. No, we can't have her up. And we negotiate back and forth.
What do you negotiate about?
Just to get her on,
What negotiating usually involves money.
Yeah, well, she's going to
So
make
let me
money.
hear.
He wanted free
Oh,
drinks.
free beers for me.
Just a second. So you negotiated with one of the proprietors, or
I drank free, she got to dance. That was the negotiation. Oh, she got to drink free too, that was a given. And so we negotiated she was going to go on the backstage. I think she wanted to get on the front stage where she would make more money and have more exposure, this little room in the back with a small backstage. She gets up there and takes her clothes off, and hell breaks loose. I mean, they can't believe what they're seeing. She's very beautiful. I mean, the whole bar moves to the back where it's getting crowded while she's dancing and going off. And I mean, bottles start flying, and people are like getting so close to each other. And I mean, it was like a madhouse. And she starts, dancing. And I got, kind of jealous of her, to see her doing that.
So you got angry.
I got angry and I got jealous. It was
Seriously?
painful. No, I didn't get angry. I tried to keep in perspective. Tried to. And
But you had a lot of booze.
we were getting drunk. We were drinking.
Well, she wasn't drinking when she was up there dancing, but you were continuing to drink when
She was drinking when she got down, though.
But you were drinking while she was dancing.
Yeah, but not as much as her.
She came down and you got angry. Tell me what happened.
No, I didn't get angry. When she came down, we decided to go to another bar where she could do the same thing because it was kind of wearing thin there and it got kind of violent. They were going crazy when they saw her. So we went to a bar next door.
Were you fond of this lady?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not rigid. Maybe it's my puritanical upbringing. That's not funny. That's not meant to be funny, sir. I just don't understand a man who would encourage. In fact, I think she's nuts for wanting to do it in the first place.
Well, that's
but
what
a
she does
man
now.
who would encourage someone who he's fond of, negotiate, act as her agent.
Well, I make sure she's okay, and nothing would take place. I wasn't going to let anyone hurt her.
That's not what I'm talking about, sir. Usually there's a certain proprietary interest that men
that's what
have
she does
in their
now.
women and women have in men that they like.
It was in
I
the
don't quite
secrecy.
understand you.
It was in the secrecy of Mexico where she would remain...
Order.
She would remain anonymous. No one would find out about this, and she could let her inhibitions go. And
His inhibition.
no,
All right. Yours,
she
sir.
drugged me
Listen.
down there.
You went there before without him.
Yes.
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 Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That sounds pretty reasonable
That's
to
why I
me.
asked
Both
him.
acted like idiots.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Gallagher admits he became jealous when his girlfriend Julia danced in a strip club, but he says he didn't mean to cause the injury to her eardrum.
I want you to tell me she assaulted you because you called her a whore. Is that right?
In the second bar, I made the horrible mistake of calling her a whore. I did. It was
Okay.
horrible.
And tell me about the assault that took place on you.
Well, first, she lied because I didn't just hand the girl money. I was standing there, I felt guilty. I'm next to this girl dancing, and I took one of her dollar bills that she had just earned of hundreds, and I gave her one, and she got jealous and was pissed off.
Were you injured when she hit you?
The first 2 times she's hitting like a girl, it didn't hurt, and I did say, yeah, you hit like a girl, hit me again. She hit me again. Third time, she belted me so hard, my lip just exploded. Blood was coming out. And it almost knocked me down. Believe it or not, she can hit pretty good.
Okay, and what
So-
about hitting you with the clog in your head?
The
Well-
third
She hit you with
hit
the
was the
clog.
Federales are coming, and it's an urgency, so they stuff us in a cab, and we're driving, but we just keep arguing in the cab, arguing back and forth, and she hits me in the back of the head with a clog, and I barely remember that, except the next day I had a big bump on my head. We get through the United States, like she said, we go to the parking lot to use the bathroom before wherever we're going to go. We're going to drive. We're both drunk. And she gets passionate again. We start arguing. We had moments of calm and fury where we kind of calm down. And she's that way. She can fight good. So, I'm going to tell you the truth. I
better
was
tell
drunk at the time. I can't remember every detail that occurred. But I know that she was starting to get angry again. And I don't know if she was going to hit me or I thought she was going to hit me or she tried to. Can't remember. But I know that I grabbed her and I picked her up. And she was wrestling. And she went limp.
This was in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. And she was flailing, and I was drunk, and I didn't know that she hit her head. She just went limp in my hands. And she sunk down to the ground on her butt. And she sat there and looked up at me, and then she started to say she couldn't hear. And I really thought she was embellishing something. I didn't believe her at first. And she started to cry and scream and get more hysterical. And I didn't believe that she was hurt.
Ultimately, you took her to the hospital.
Now, ultimately, we ended up at the hospital. Her injuries are obviously real. The doctor found out that she had a bruise here in the back of her left ear, I think. Left ear, and she was, I don't know if she lost hearing or not.
What did you originally offer to pay her to
When the bills
help
came,
offset?
we'd split it.
You'd split it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable
That's
to
why I
me.
asked
Both
him to-
acted like idiots. It sounds pretty reasonable to
asked
me
him
that you
just-
should split
yeah.
it.
She probably did hit her head as a result of me lifting her up. I don't think on purpose. I know on purpose I didn't try to hurt her.
After you arrived back in the United States and after this whole incident, did you continue to see each other?
Yes.
For how long?
About 4 more months until I kept catching him cheating on me. So I finally...
So you saw each other for 4 months after
Right.
that? You had already gotten these bills?
Yes, I'd gotten it, and he's given me $25 on those
50.
bills.
I gave you 50.
25.
Did you ever take up this dancing as an occupation?
That's
Yes.
what I'm doing now.
Good, too.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Julie Opp wants her former boyfriend, John Gallagher, to pay the medical bills for an injury he caused when he became jealous over her appearance in a Tijuana strip club.
I read medical bills at $1,800.
And then also, I was suing him for $300 because I had to get a restraining order against him.
That's your problem. Listen to me. Miss Opp, I think you made a big mistake. I think this whole escapade in Mexico was a big mistake, and I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying to you that getting drunk, and engaging in bar dancing with your boyfriend is not something that's designed to solidify a relationship in normal terms. Maybe I'm missing something. My kids might say to me, you know, you're operating in the 40s and 50s and 60s, Mother, but I don't think so. I think still people who care for each other don't want to see other people slipping dollar bills in somebody's panties.
It wasn't that
Do you
bad.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and certainly not acting as their agent, which is, to me, almost like acting under these circumstances like a pimp.
It was pretty innocent.
It's pretty nasty. So you ought to pay for, I'm not going to have him pay for the whole thing. You contributed to this ridiculousness. And as it happens, I believe that you contributed to it even more than you initially told me you did, because you went down there before with a girlfriend, which is something that you didn't tell me right away. You said you had never done anything like this before. Right? Isn't that what you told me?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So your medical bills, you didn't have any medical bills from being clocked by her, did you?
No.
No. All right. Your medical bills were $1,800, and you're going to pay for half. So the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And on the next,
Forward, please.
43-year-old Dorothy Walters says photographer Ron Rice ruined her 25th wedding anniversary because he was unprofessional, danced with the guests, and took bad pictures.
Order. All rise. Yeah, it's case number 355 on the calendar, in the matter of Walters versus Rice. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
You're the photographer.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Mrs. Walters, you hired the defendant because you and your husband were celebrating your 25th wedding anniversary.
Yes, that's right.
It's lovely.
Thank you.
What kind of party were you having?
We rented the Marina Hornblower yacht, and we were having a celebration cruise for our family and our friends.
How many people?
60.
How did you find him?
Through an ad in the newspaper in the Daily Breeze, right here, under wedding photography.
Okay, can I see it?
Run.
So you hired him? Tell me about the agreement that you made with him.
I searched for a photographer, and then I saw that ad, and I said, well, let me go check this guy's work out, because I wanted special double effects and photography. And when I went to his home to look at his work, it was exceptional. I mean, it was knocked down. It was just so great work. This work was really good. And so without a doubt, I wrote him a check, and I hired him.
Was it a deposit, or was it?
I gave him a $200 deposit, and 2 weeks later, I paid him the rest in full in advance, before the wedding.
What was the whole price for the
$752.33, my contract.
And that was to include what?
That was to include him to come to my home 2.5 hours, and that was to include a bridal album with 8 by. The pictures that he showed me of our 25th wedding anniversary were horrible. I cried. I was devastated. I mean, these pictures were horrible. The pictures that he showed me of our 25th wedding anniversary were horrible. I cried. I was devastated. I mean, these pictures were horrible. My friends took pictures with their regular cameras. Look at my pictures that they took with their regular cameras compared to the professional pictures that he took. I mean, it was horrible.
I will look at both.
Yeah.
Why do you think that happened?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
Well, you indicate in your complaint that his behavior at this function was...
My sister all day
I did.
and said all kinds of, I have it on video. I have the video right here. You can see it. I have him
Well, would you
dancing,
give
doing the Macarena, eating with my guest,
Poured
not
beer on
taking
top of
pictures. He poured a beer over the top of her head, made her dress see-through. I have it on video.
I would really like to see that.
I wish I was there too.
May I show you who he is on the video?
Yeah, just let...
I wear many hats, Your Honor. Photographer, comedian, dancer, pouring beer.
I hired you to be a photographer, not to be...
Listen to me. Don't answer him.
Here he is, Your
You're
Honor.
right, Your Honor, I
Here
will.
he is, doing the Macarena, right there. And I have notes, you know, there he is, doing the Macarena there in your courtroom.
Okay.
It moves me.
There
I
he
like
is.
the song. Needs a little work. I want to see the beer.
Other than this Macarena, is there anything else on this tape?
It just shows Leona having the beer on her head. It didn't show him actually doing it, but you could hear him.
Well, let me see. How much into the tape is that?
It's a little bit farther.
Would you speed it up, please, Bird? Mr. Rice,
Yes, Your Honor.
why did you pour a beer over this lady?
Well, I haven't seen that part yet, Your Honor. I don't believe I did.
Yes,
Matter of
you
fact,
did.
I'm
I mean, you're
absolutely
my
Miss Walters,
sure.
don't talk to him. I'm talking to him now.
Absolutely sure.
She's going to tell me, this lady, if I ask her to stand up, which I will.
Yeah.
Stand up now.
Stand up.
You're her sister?
Yes.
Did he pour a beer on you at this function?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
I was dancing, and he says, "You need to be cooled off," and he threw the beer on top of my head. And I had a satin dress on, and it clinged to me, and it was see-through, and I was really, really embarrassed.
Okay, sit down. Mr. Rice.
It sounds like a fun thing to do under the circumstances, but I was hired in a professional position and a capacity, and that's exactly what I did. I have on the...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
I've made 4 or 5 weddings in my time. Hired a lot of photographers for other kinds of functions.
Mm-hmm.
I never had a photographer dancing with my guests.
All right, I've seen this Advanced Amino Formula all over TikTok, and honestly, I didn't believe the hype. But I actually tried it for 14 days, and here's what surprised me.
By day 3, the first thing I felt was energy, real energy. Not caffeine, but like my body finally woke up. This formula has all 8 essential amino acids, the ones your body literally can't make on its own. And I noticed 2 big things. Faster recovery, soreness that normally lasts 2 days was gone in hours. Better focus, I didn't expect that. And I'm not kidding. My skin actually looked better. Aminos help your collagen. Didn't know that. I wanted to use with reticular skins over the Visayas. Skin is to sacrifice in their face.
If you want more energy, better recovery, or even to look healthier, this actually works. I'm sticking with it. I put the link in description. Check it out if you want the same results.
I never had a photographer coming and eating with my guests. I never had a photographer pouring anything over one of my guests. Otherwise, that photographer would have been brought out of the function in a box.
Yes, I agree.
Now, you did that. You were dancing with the guests, no jacket on, and sir, I didn't see you with a camera slung around your shoulder.
This was after, this was
Yes.
after all the ceremonial events were done, because the wedding was during the day.
I heard you for the whole time.
Do I look like I need help?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And so I was finished.
Just a second. What do you mean you were finished?
I was finished with all the ceremonial events. They were partying, and they were partiers.
How many rolls of film did you take, sir?
Approximately 250.
How many rolls?
No way.
Four, 220, medium format.
How many rolls of film?
2 rolls of 12 exposure, which was 24 prints, and then 4 at 24.
So altogether, you had how many pictures?
4 times 24 times 20. Me and my math.
That's 120.
Probably 150, approximately.
96 and 24 is 120. Okay. So you had 120 pictures. Let me see them.
The irony of this thing.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
That's 99% of the profession, is being able to mesh and flow and get into the party mood.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dorothy Walters is suing photographer Ron Rice for taking bad pictures and being unprofessional at her 25th wedding anniversary. He says the pictures are good and that he was just enjoying himself.
120 pictures. Let me see them.
The irony of this thing is I saw her, she didn't want, I was supposed to give her the 5x5 proof.
Just a second.
She didn't even want them.
Listen to me.
I mean,
Mr. Rice,
to me.
Miss Walters.
Okay, he wouldn't.
Miss Walters. Where are the 120
In
prints?
the trash.
Okay, who put them in the trash?
2 weeks ago, before she served me the notice, I said, look, here's Barbara's.
I'm Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Just a second.
Whomever. Dorothy, I'm sorry.
So the answer is, you don't have them. You threw them away.
I have the negatives.
Just a second.
I was going to...
You have the negatives of 120 pictures? Let me have them.
Oh, right. All right, yes, sir. Shall I?
Oh, don't come too close to me, Mr. Rice.
And here's Your Honor, would you want to show me?
Just a minute. What's the difference between these and these, sir?
Print quality and definition. One's 2 1/4 format. Those are 35 millimeter format. The other one is 6 by 6 millimeter. Those are table shots. So you want to do a wedding, all the ceremonial events, all the romantics, anything that has to do with, the principles of the wedding party are shot with the 2 1/4, the format.
And this is 2 1/4?
No, that's 35 millimeter. That's where table shots, guest shots.
There are no table shots here, sir.
Maybe, can I see them?
No.
Okay.
And all these negatives are the negatives, right?
Those are the negatives of, yes.
Bird, would you count up these?
Sure.
These negatives?
No problem.
Thank you. I just want to know how many there are, because she says that
Make sure there are
limited number of rows. Now let me take a look at the pictures.
Okay, Bert. These are the ones he took. Here's the identical pictures that the guests took.
With the polarizer.
No, this is with
who's the professional here?
Hey,
who's the professional? Look at those pictures.
One, two, three, and then you're both out of here. Do you understand? And if you're out of here, you lose. Do you understand? Now, these are the ones your guests took.
Yes.
And these are the ones that you're complaining about that he took.
Yes.
Are these the only pictures that you were given by him?
No, I was given another book.
Where is it? Where are the...
You have it. You wouldn't give it to me.
Where are the 30...
What words didn't you both understand? Don't talk to each other. I don't like to have to raise my voice. I want to see the photographs that he took at your house. Do you have those?
No.
You didn't bring...
Don't speak.
Your Honor, he took them. He would not give them back to me because I said these are unacceptable. And he took them. He wouldn't give them back to me.
Just a second. So are you telling me that these are
That's
the only
pictures I have.
Can I finish my question?
I'm sorry.
Are these the only pictures that you have of your wedding anniversary party that he took?
Yes, they are.
She just perjured herself.
You just threw
Shut
the
up!
book away. He threw the book away. That's what he told you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Show me, sir, what you say she has in addition to these.
She has 34 8x10s that she ordered from the prints.
Show me the order with her signature on it.
Right here?
Good. Can I see it, please?
She got her plan. I mean, it's a very flexible plan. She got plan 3.
Sir.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Stop talking. This is the contract. This is not her order.
Absolutely right.
Show.
I'm sorry.
Don't say you're sorry. Just be quiet. Okay. This is not an order. This is the contract.
Is it like a price list or anything in there like that other than just the negatives?
How many were there, Bird?
70, Judge.
Okay. Now listen to me, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Listen carefully. There are 70 negatives here. 7-0. Right. You wouldn't dispute that with Bird, would you?
Oh,
No.
Bird.
Now,
Not Bird.
this is...
It's probably a 36 roll, Your Honor. But,
So altogether, you took 106 pictures, not 150.
well, actually, with the 70 pictures, it was more than enough because what she had ordered was just those elect professionally looking beautiful few, if I may add.
Mr. Rice, I asked you a question, and you will not deflect me with your palaver. Where is her order for these 8x10s that you just told me about?
What, I mean, they're right there. They're right on those MAC cards.
Well, show me her signature on those things,
No, there's
sir.
no signature. The
Show
contract...
Officer Bird. Give him the whole envelope, Bird, please.
Help. Okay. There was no album. She ordered $252 worth taxed. I mean, she ordered. Where are the 10x10s?
You have them.
Where are they? I mean, you have them.
All
Where
right,
are
now,
they?
let me tell you what happens
like,
when
where
you
are
don't listen 4 times. 4 times you don't listen.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
It's wearing hats, not just being a professional, being stuffy.
Oh my God.
You have to have personality. You have to go on with a smile.
And later today,
If I give you $200, you have to give me the camcorder back. No, I don't have to. It's mine. It's mine. It belongs to me. You're full of it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dorothy Walters wants the money back she paid photographer Ron Rice because she says the pictures were unprofessional.
Mr. Rice,
Yes, ma'am.
I find that based upon what I've seen in the photographs, what I've heard today, that your conduct on the day of this anniversary party was less than professional and certainly less than what Miss Walters bargained for when she retained you. So, you're going to refund to her $752.33 because of you, she doesn't have what she bargained for, which was a professional photographer who behaved in a professional manner, who furnished her professional pictures. And in addition, since you told me that the proofs that you gave her, you took and threw in the garbage, which means that you certainly didn't want them, Miss Walters, I'm giving you all the negatives.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's all.
thank you.
They're no good anyway.
They're no good. You said they were professional
you don't want them.
photographers.
Bodies are excused. You may step
You
out.
said they were good.
Bodies are excused. You may
Here, I'll
step
throw them in the
out.
They're
trash.
no good.
Step
Yeah,
out the
they're
back
no
door to your
good.
right.
It's wearing hats, not just being a professional, being stuffy.
Oh my God.
99% of the profession is being able to mesh and flow and get into the party mood. Give me a kiss.
ruined-
Give me a hug. Come on.
He's nuts.
I'll give him a
He's
hug.
nuts.
Whoa.
He's nuts.
Well, I mean, it's like I was
Thank you,
born that
Judge.
way. What's your excuse?
And now the next case.
Bodies on Hill versus Mathis. Step forward, please.
32-year-old Robin Hill is suing her former sister-in-law, Teresa Mathis, age 36, because she won't return her video camera.
Do I understand this correctly, that you two ladies are sister-in-laws or in some way related? Still sister-in-laws?
I'm unsure of it. They got divorced. I don't know.
You divorced?
Right.
From her brother?
Yes.
So you're former sister-in-laws?
Correct.
And let me understand this. You needed $200 for some sort of move a couple of years ago.
Right.
You asked your sister-in-law, who I assume was then still married to your brother,
Correct.
for the $200. According to you, she lent you the $200, and you gave her your camcorder.
Correct.
As sort of insurance for the repayment of this loan.
Right.
Now you're suing her because you say you went back and retrieved the camcorder and it's broken.
Right.
And the camcorder, you paid how much for?
It was on sale. We paid roughly $900,
So you're suing her for $500.
which would be about replacement cost of it.
And you say nothing could be farther from the truth. No. That you bought the camcorder.
I purchased the camera because she was going to Oklahoma for $200, and I told her that if she got the money back, as soon as she got it, that I would sell it back to her if she wanted. And
for the
that's
$200.
it. Right, right.
Okay. Yeah. How did you get the camcorder back?
She asked me to house sit for her while they were in Oklahoma with bicycle races for their son. And a friend of mine had asked me to film some stuff.
How long ago was this?
This was November of last year.
So November of last year, when you were house sitting, you got your camcorder back.
Well, I went to borrow it to use it to film some stuff, and it didn't work. So I went to put it in a shop. They had a fit and told me, though, they wanted to get it fixed. I said, fine. So I gave it back to them to get it fixed. And I was more than willing to give them their money back. And if it was my fault that it was broke, then I would have paid for it. But it was working when they got it, and I don't think I should have to pay for it to be fixed.
Did you give her back the $200?
I've offered it to her.
Just a second.
No.
Did you give her back the $200?
She refused it.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
It's not true.
That is true.
When I asked for the money, she didn't have it. She never had the money. The only reason she came to my house and took the camera while we were gone out of my closet was because she needed money and she wanted to sell it, and then had planned to pay me after she sold the camera. When I purchased the camera, it was working, just not properly. You can see by the film that I brought that it has lines in it. And that was in April of '95 at a national that we went to, my son's bike races.
Whatever, so you went and you had it fixed.
When I got the money, because I was single, my ex-husband and I were divorced, I have 3 children and a large house payment, so when I did get the money, which was in March, I said, this is terrible, you know, I have this camera, I can't even use it, it doesn't work right, so I took it down. Her aunt was with me also at the races when I purchased the camera, and it kept shutting off. She was standing beside me, and we were taping our children.
All right, if you don't have to go into a whole long thing, it's not a very difficult case.
Okay.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Ms. Hill,
Yes.
if I believe your story, she lent you $200, you gave her the camera until you paid her back the $200.
Correct.
You never paid her back the $200. Where's the camera now?
She still has the camera.
I've never lost the camera.
Perfect.
I still have it.
Camera's yours.
Right.
When she gives you back the $200, you just listen to me.
Okay.
When she gives you back the $200, you give her back the camera. Right now, you didn't give her back the $200, so the camera's hers. That's very simple.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Good. That's all. Case is dismissed.
All right, sir, excuse, you may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I've got notarized statement saying it was working.
It worked, but it didn't work right.
That's not my fault.
Well, it's not my fault. You hauled it in your car all the way to Oklahoma since 1991, all over the place. That's what happened.
Well, that's not my fault. If I give you $200, you have to give me the camcorder back.
No, I don't have to. It's mine. It's mine. It belongs to
You're
me.
full of it.
Continue in a moment. And on the next.
Party's on Hayes versus Hayes. Step forward, please.
59-year-old Charlie Hayes is suing his daughter, 37-year-old Carolanda Hayes, for money she took from a bank account set up by her grandmother.
Order, all rise. Judges, number 275 on the calendar in the matter of Hayes versus Hayes. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
I must tell you both that there is nothing sadder for a judge than seeing a family torn apart by money.
I totally agree.
Mr. Hayes, this is your daughter.
That's correct.
And as I understand this complaint, your mother, who is still alive, is that correct?
That's correct.
How old is she?
94.
Where does she live?
She lives with me.
How long has she lived with you?
She's been living with me almost 6 months now.
Where did she live before that?
She lived at 137 Baker Apartment 1.
And she moved in with you, why, sir?
Because she's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Now, you have power of attorney over all your mother's property recently acquired, is that right?
That's correct.
According to your complaint, your mother, during her lifetime, set up different CDs and bank accounts for her children and her grandchildren. You're one of the grandchildren.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, your daughter went to the bank and took out a loan against the CD that was in your mother's name and trust for her.
That's correct.
Is that right?
That's correct.
And she did so without your knowledge as the person with power of attorney over your mother's affairs. Why did you do that?
I went to the bank
under my grandmother's consent, she told me to go get the interest that was on the CD.
When did your grandmother tell you that?
She told me, she's always telling me that, Carlonda, to help you and the kids, go get the interest on your CD, go get the interest on your CD. And I was like, no, because the interest was only $500. I was like, the $500 is not going to help me, Nana. She said, go to the bank and get your interest off your CD.
Okay.
So when I went to the bank...
When? Let her finish, sir.
When I went to the bank, the Great Western representative told me that you could take out a loan against your CD. You don't have to take out the interest. You can just go ahead and take out a loan for 90%.
90% of what was in the account?
Exactly.
And how much was in the account altogether?
Well, the original CD was for $10,000.
Okay. When you say the original CD, had it grown?
There was interest on it from Bayview Federal, where it was. It grown to... My grandmother had left the interest in there, I guess, a couple of times, and it was $10,900.
It was $10,900 when you took out this loan against it?
No, ma'am. It was only $8,000 by the time I got there to the bank.
It was $8,000. Now, how did the account read? What's your grandmother's name?
Nancy.
Nancy
Buckner.
Nancy Buckner in trust for?
No, it read Nancy Buckner, Carolanda Hayes, power of attorney Charles Hayes. Because by
Can I see the way the account is written, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were told that you could take out a loan.
Right, for 90% of the CD.
Okay. And you did?
I didn't take out 90. I only took out 50.
So you took out $4,000?
Yes.
And you had to pay back the interest?
Exactly.
Did you do that?
No, because they told me that no payment was needed to be made until June, a year later. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to make any payment throughout the year. I could pay $20, $10, or zero until the next year.
Well, Mr. Hayes, this says that this account is in your name, Nancy Edwards, and Carolandra Hayes. That's her.
That's correct.
This isn't an interest for account.
No, ma'am.
It was in trust until I moved it. It wasn't in Great Western.
I don't care where it was. Listen to me. This has 3 names on this account.
I realize that. Yeah.
That means anybody can do whatever they want with this bit of money.
I have.
You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you're suing her, your daughter.
That's correct.
I'm going to find out why in a second, Mr. Hayes.
Because he's greedy.
For $4,497, which is, I assume, $4,000 that she took out and the other $400 for some sort of interest. Is that right?
No.
What?
It's for a credit card that she took out in my mother's name in Nordstrom's that she didn't pay.
I don't have that in the...
I have it here, Your Honor.
I don't care what you have there. I don't have it in your complaint, sir.
And I didn't know about this credit card because
You don't have to address the credit card. It's not in his complaint.
Okay.
It's not in his complaint. It's not here, period.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Hayes.
Yes.
She took out $4,000, therefore you're suing her for $4,000. She can take out that money if she wants to.
Yeah, I understand that.
So why are you suing her?
I'm suing her because she didn't pay for it. She made no efforts to pay for it. Can I explain to you how this led up to this?
Sure.
She started off from the day that she graduated. My mother bought her a new car to graduate. From there, she went on to college. A couple of years later, she wanted to get married. She came home. My mother and I paid for her wedding. Came a little over $12,000. After her wedding, she moved on. After she moved on, a couple of years later, she wanted a divorce. She got a divorce. She moved on to Atlanta. In Atlanta, she got in a little trouble. She wanted to come home. She borrowed $3,200 to come home. She said she would pay for that.
Borrowed from whom?
From my mother. Then once she got here, she didn't have any money, so she needed a place to stay. So she borrowed another $1,600.
From whom?
From my mother.
When you say she... Mr. Hayes.
Yes.
When you say she borrowed the money, were you there when she spoke to her grandmother?
No.
No, I wasn't there, but by me being power of attorney, my mother explained this to me.
Just a second. When did your daughter take this money from your mother? How long ago?
That's been about 5 years ago.
And when were you appointed power of attorney?
1993.
So this all happened before you were appointed
Yes.
as power of attorney. So let me explain something to you, sir. I assume that you were given power of attorney over your mother's money because you say that she suffers from Alzheimer's. She can't take care of her affairs. Is that right?
Not only that, as that I'm the eldest. And
doesn't make any difference. Eldest. So she gave, with no notes, I assume,
no notes. This was
her
just,
granddaughter money.
Correct. That's correct.
Good. That's what grandmothers do with their grandchildren.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He wants all the money. He wants to take everyone's money, and he doesn't want to see us with anything. He wants to remodel his home, buy his Harley Davidson, his boats, and everything else.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charlie Hayes is suing his daughter, Carolanda, because she took money from a bank account set up by her grandmother. Carolanda says the account was open for her benefit and the money was rightfully hers.
Go ahead. So tell me some more. So she got in some trouble. She came back. It's another $1,600. Go ahead.
Would you tell her quit saying words to me?
I don't want you to speak to him.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're speaking to him, I don't want you to speak to him.
I'm not speaking to him.
Good. Go.
Okay, now my mother calls me. She says, I want you to go and give Carolanda the interest off her CD. So instead of making it, just getting the interest off of it, I went and put it into Great Western. It was in Bayview Federal. I put it into Great Western. So then I called her and told her to go down, put your Social Security number on it so that you can get the interest from now on. Therefore, I will put your name on the CD. Her name wasn't on the CD.
That's a lie.
Shh.
Her,
Hey.
He's not telling the truth.
Well, show me. Show me. Show me that your name was on the CD.
Oh, it was on the
Show
CD.
me. That's what I want to see. Show me.
I'm saying he's lying
Show me.
about the reason why he put my name in the CD.
Show me. Before I went to Great Western, what bank was it in?
Bayview Federal.
Show me Bayview Federal. This doesn't show me anything.
Okay.
would you tell her also, Your Honor, do not call me a liar?
Shh. Listen. I didn't hear that she called you a liar. If she called you anything, she's not supposed to speak out in court unless I speak to her.
Thank you.
Right now, I'm not speaking to her. I'm not looking at her.
Thank you. So anyway, I went in to take care of some banking business at Great Western, and the bank agents told me that there's no payments been made on this loan, and there's no interest been paid on it, and within the next 6 months, we're phasing out this type of loan because the bank isn't making any money on it. So I said, okay, I'll get in touch with my daughter. I called my daughter, and I asked her, I said, what are you going to do about this? She says, I don't have any money. I'm not going to pay it. Sue me. That's where we are today.
Okay. And your defense is that you didn't have to pay this money back according to the loan agreement by the bank for another few months,
No.
and therefore you were not in default.
Right.
There were a
But
couple... Go ahead.
But he's lying. He did not call me and say that the CD was about to expire and that I better pay the interest on it or whatever. And I don't know what he did, but he closed everyone's CD. No one, all the grandchildren's, my aunts, everyone, every
How much
CD
money
is
does your
gone.
mother have in her estate, Mr. Hayes?
At the time that when she's speaking,
Now, how much money does your mother have in her estate?
she has $40,000.
And this time last year, how much money did your mother have?
Close to $80,000.
And the $40,000 was spent how, sir?
It was, she's speaking of the other loan, is because her brother took a loan out at the same time, this type of loan.
Against?
And then I had to close both of them because the bank was closing out that type of
Does
loan.
your mother get Social Security, sir?
Yes, she does.
And she gets Medicaid that takes care of her medical expenses?
That's correct.
And she owns an apartment building with 12 units, and each apartment building roughly about $500 on each building.
How many brothers and sisters do you have, sir?
I have one sister.
Okay. So I would assume that with the exception of these CDs that she had for grandchildren, how many grandchildren are there?
There was 5 of us.
That most of your mother's assets, when she passes, are going to go to you and your sister. Is that right?
No.
Yes, that's correct. Sorry.
Talking to him?
No, it goes to me. I am the trustee of the account. All of her assets goes to me.
What about your sister?
My sister gets 25% of the net gross of the building of the money after all bills are paid.
When did your mother make a will?
My mother made a will in 1993, and then she revised it in 1995.
Okay. All right, now let me deal with your countersuit, Ms. Hayes.
Yes, ma'am.
You are countersuing your father because you say that he has misappropriated your grandmother's money.
That's correct.
Okay, nobody made you the monitor of your grandmother's money.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm dismissing your counterclaim. Whether someone is violating their fiduciary relationship, and your father has what we call in the trade a fiduciary relationship with his mother, is something that is going to be dealt with at some point in surrogates court, or a court where they handle estates. A judge in the surrogates court will also determine whether his mother, who he has acknowledged suffers from Alzheimer's, was able to revise a will in 1995, had the mental capacity to revise a will, and I would assume that your aunt, who is his sister, as well as whatever grandchildren there are who might have been mentioned in a prior will contest that will once it's filed and make a determination as to whether or not there has been another breach of fiduciary.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You just told me that your mother who's 94 moved in with you because she can't take care of herself because she suffers from Alzheimer's. So stop giving me a lot of baloney.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charlie Hayes and his daughter Carolanda are in court fighting over money left in a bank account by Carolanda's grandmother. Charlie claims his daughter had no right to withdraw the money.
Let me turn now to this issue before me. What is that, Mr. Hayes?
This is the contract that she stated she signed with the bank.
That's right here.
That she would return the money?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Now, if she did not return this money, all that they were going to do is withdraw it.
That's correct.
From the CD.
That's correct.
Now, according to your papers, sir, this CD was originally in your mother's name and trust for her.
That's correct.
Your name was not on it at all, as your mother had CDs for all the grandchildren.
She tried.
What you did, sir, was add your name, according to this, to each one of the CDs.
Only that one, Your Honor.
Why only this one?
Because I wanted to make sure that she paid it back, and if she went to the bank to get any money, I wanted them to notify me.
Well, but you know, what you've done here, sir, is you have added your name as a partner in this CD. Your mother really had no intention of making you a partner in this CD.
She knew about that.
Don't tell me what she knows. She knows nothing now. She's lucky for her that she knows. She knew nothing about what you did here, sir, because she had no intention of making you a third partner in this CD.
I took it to her and told her about this, Your Honor.
You just told me that your mother, who's 94, moved in with you because she can't take care of herself because she suffers from Alzheimer's, sir. Stop giving me a lot of baloney.
No, I'm not.
One of the things that I'm saying to you is I'm distressed. I'm distressed because I don't understand why you as a parent, and your daughter has probably cost you a lot of money over the years.
Of
Or
course.
it cost your mother a lot of money. She's probably made some mistakes, and she has been indulged by an indulgent grandmother when she's run into financial difficulty. But what we're talking about is a father suing his daughter for money that really isn't even yours.
I don't want the money.
Well, what I'm asking you, Mr. Hayes, is why bring your daughter to court over this money, which is not... The truth of the matter is she could have taken out more. It wouldn't have been the right thing. But she could have taken out more than 50% of the money. She didn't. And I assume you have a couple of children?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a husband?
No, ma'am.
You work?
Yes.
What do you do?
All right. I've seen this Advanced Amino Formula all over TikTok, and honestly, I didn't believe the hype. But I actually tried it for 14 days. And here's what surprised me.
By day 3, the first thing I felt was energy. Real energy. Not caffeine, but like my body finally woke up. This formula has all 8 essential amino acids, the ones your body literally can't make on its own. And I noticed 2 big things. Faster recovery, soreness that normally lasts 2 days was gone in hours. Better focus? I didn't expect that. And I'm not kidding. My skin actually looked better. Aminos help your collagen. Didn't know that. I wanted to use with reticular skins over the Versailles skin is to sacrifice in their face. If you want more energy, better recovery, or even to look healthier, this actually works. I'm sticking with it. I put the link in description. Check it out if you want the same results.
Import and export.
How much do you earn?
$40,000 a year.
So you earn a reasonable living?
Yes, I do. And rent is outrageous, and 2 kids, and child care, and I'm barely
Where are the father of these 2 children? Well, that's a smile. A smile isn't an answer.
One's in Louisiana, the other one, they take care of their children, but I'm just saying that it's difficult to raise 2 kids by yourself.
Okay. Listen, there comes a point when your family's going to stop bailing you out.
I have...
Your grandmother bailed you out. She gave you money before?
Yes.
She gave you money for $3,000, $1,600, or whatever.
But 2 of them were gifts. I graduated with honors from school.
I'm not suggesting that the $3,000 and the $1,600 weren't gifts by a grandmother. Say, yeah, take the money. If you can pay back, fine. If you can't, fine. Sir, it was your mother's intention that this young lady have this money.
Upon her death.
That's her intention.
That's correct.
That's her intention.
That's correct. I would like for her to have it upon her death. I love my daughter. I don't want to.
Who are you?
Your Honor, I'm her mother.
What do you have to add to this?
I have to add that I've also helped her and my son.
I don't need that information. It's irrelevant whether you help them. Listen to me.
Yes, sir.
It's irrelevant that you help them. You're supposed to help them. You're her mother.
Oh, yes. And I will.
Good. Nice. Sit down.
But that's not just it. I mean, she can contest that my father, he just abuses funds. He just goes
I'm not interested in that. Nobody made you your grandmother's money monitor. If you believe that your father is abusing his fiduciary relationship to his mother, go to court and seek to be appointed her guardian because he's abusing it, and then a judge will hear you, and we will move on. But you cannot, madam, countersue for that.
I wouldn't bring my father to court.
So, well, you countersued, and I dismissed the countersuit because you have no basis for a countersuit unless you are the guardian of your grandmother.
What he's doing is just totally wrong.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Mr. Hayes, under the law,
yes,
your daughter did exactly what she had a right to do by taking out this loan.
What about
Under the law, she doesn't even have to pay it back because the account is in her name. And if she chooses to, she can let the loan default, and she can let the CD be reduced by the amount of the loan. That is her right because her name is on this account. Do you understand, sir?
That's my fault.
Case dismissed.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next, 5-year-old Nailani Flores says her late mother's hairdresser, Donald Smith, swindled her out of money before she died. Donald claims he and Nailani's mother were friends, and the money was a gift.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Judge, this is case number 316 on the calendar in the matter of Flores versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Miss Flores, your mother died suddenly. How old was she when she died?
73.
And you claim at the time of her death, the defendant owed her money. And why she gave him money?
Okay. At the time of her death, we went through her financial matters, and with her checkbook and her bank statements was her ledger. My mom was a bookkeeper for 45 years. My mom would not just knowingly give him a gift and write it down. I mean, if she gave a gift, she would not write it down. So
you can't go in somebody else's head.
That's correct.
Even if they're no longer here.
Right.
So you found her ledger.
Yes, I did. And with this ledger, I found his name, Donald Smith, of which I didn't know. I knew of him, but I've never met him before.
How did you know of him?
By my daughter, Tammy. Tammy had gone to dinner with them one evening. And my mom paid for dinner, which Tammy thought was kind of strange. Anyway, from there, from
Not
dinner...
in the 90s.
Okay, giving him money to gamble. And Tammy goes, well, that's kind of strange. When she came back home, she said, something strange is going on here. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, he's taking money from her. Well, I mean, I didn't think anything about that till I found the ledger saying that there were bills incurred for Dawn. Doctor bills, loans to Dawn, more doctor bills, Mervin's charge cards. Also, she had just recently purchased you furniture, of which my mother also kept a daily log of telephone calls that were made to him, saying whether he called, whether he didn't call. It seemed like when he had his appointments, he would call her. She would also take him to work on a daily basis, which was like across town. They live in Las Vegas. She lives on the east side of town. He lives in North Las Vegas. So it was quite a commute for her.
So what?
And
I mean, what does that mean to you, Ms. Flores?
I mean that he was constantly calling and asking her to do things for him.
So what? Is there anything wrong with your mother's mind?
There wasn't at the time of her death, not that I know of.
And she was 73 years old, which today is not an old person.
Right. She was killed in a car accident. She hit a tree.
So let's just talk about the money that she gave him to go gambling, when they were out to pay for. That's really none of your business.
That is correct.
So, and I assume that you don't suggest that you're looking to recoup that money from him.
Absolutely not. Only what was borrowed.
Well, so that what I'd like you to do is to show me, because that's primarily what I'm going to look at.
Right, it's right here. Also, here are credit card bills, of which it says Dawn owes for these, that were in her ledger. And here also is the furniture that she had purchased a month before she died.
Well, who wrote Dawn owes for that?
My mother.
Let me see.
Okay. Any and all transactions. Okay.
Okay. What was your mother's name?
Helen Roy.
She was a client, a steady client, and I did her hair. And struck up a friendship. And after I graduated, she just followed me. I still did her hair in the salons I was at. And the friendship still developed from there. She didn't talk to her kids a lot. And I didn't have any family.
That is not true. I'm telling you, that's not. Here's my phone bills.
Listen to me.
Okay.
He was quiet. Now you have to be quiet.
All right.
From what she told me, she didn't have the best relationship with him because they had owed her money. She had loaned them $10,000 to get their house years ago and had never even attempted to pay her back, and they did have a contract with her. So that made a gap between them. She did take me to work if I needed. She made sure.
I'm not concerned about her taking you to work, sir. I'm not concerned about her taking you to dinner. This is a lady who, I assume, was a little lonely, and she found your company appealing, and she wanted to spend her money on you. That's her business.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I didn't have any family growing up. She showed me what a nice a grandmother and a mother was.
Aww.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Neilani Flores is suing her late mother's hairdresser, Donald Smith, for loans he never repaid.
Miss Flores, I'm looking at this one page that you're talking about.
The 2 pages,
well,
yes.
These 2 pages.
Yes.
And the others clearly indicate bills incurred for Dawn.
Correct.
That doesn't necessarily, madam, convince me that those were loans. You know, when you give money to somebody, especially, I can imagine a situation where you are mentality, you want to keep track of how much money you gave to somebody just for your own head. I mean, how many times do I wake up in the morning and I want to know how much money I have in my savings account, and my checking account, and how much money I gave to this church? That particular person has cost me that year. Do you understand? It could just as easily have been that. That's
correct.
$450 according to your mother. He still owes her $400 from this. Now, this piece of paper that it looks as if it's written in the same hand.
That is her writing, yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. But there is also no indication that this was a loan.
Right. That's correct, but if the money wasn't owed, she wouldn't have written it down.
I don't know that. I think that you have a difficult time. 6.
Of which we're still paying the bills for her, yes.
Okay.
His clothing receipts. There were many more receipts that weren't included.
Just a second. I'm looking for her handwriting on
Okay.
here, because I do see one, and it seems to match the handwriting in her book, in her ledger, on this credit card.
There's several Mervin's receipts for men's clothing, of which are for him.
Well, just a second. You have to understand something, madam. What I just said to you was,
right,
there are certain things that clearly your mother had denoted as loans, O's, loans.
And all of this.
And certain things on which there are no notes.
They were all included in that book, though, Your Honor. You know, pinned inside together. The
I only
credit
see
card
one note
receipts.
of hers.
Right, they were all pinned inside. Paper clipped inside.
What?
There were also
What I think she's trying to say is that my mother-in-law was keeping track of the bills and anything she had spent on them, and that what she's trying to say is that those look like they were all incurred as a loan to him.
Looks like is not a loan.
Okay.
Sir. Looks like is not a loan.
Okay.
Telling me?
Yes.
They
But
weren't
clearly,
gifts, Donald.
Miss Flores, don't talk to Miss Flores. Don't
That's
talk
what's
to him.
wrong with the elderly,
Don't-
though. That's how they're getting ripped off.
Miss Flores, sometimes you're absolutely right. And sometimes a lady who is 73 years old, living far away from her family, a couple of times a week. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
If she has to pay for some companionship by buying a present or by giving a shirt or by buying furniture, unfortunately, that happens. And then when there is a tragedy like this, the family feels as if, guarantee you, she didn't feel as if she was being taken advantage of. She was having a good time. Did your step up here. You went out to dinner and you went gambling with your grandmother and the defendant?
Yes, I did.
Did your grandmother look like she was having a good time?
Sure.
Right. How many times did you go gambling with your grandmother?
Every time I went up there.
Well, how often was that?
Once every couple months. Whenever I made it up to Vegas, I'd go.
So once every couple of months, you took Grandma out for a spin.
Yes,
How many
I
times
did.
did you go gambling with Grandma?
Usually once a week.
I took Grandma. Grandma didn't take me.
Doesn't It's her money.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
As you can see, she started out with $35,000 in the bank. 2 years later, she depleted her savings. You make me nauseous. If this camera went on, I swear to God, my dad would knock me out. I swear to God.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Neilani Flores is suing her late mother's hairdresser, Donald Smith, claiming he swindled her out of thousands of dollars before she died.
You're not responsible for your mother's debts. You know darn well that you're not under the law. So if you have to pay out any money for her, it's being paid out of her money.
What money? There's no money left.
Then if there's no money left, madam, then you don't have to pay anymore because children and grandchildren are not liable for the debts of their parents. I'm certain that your lawyer told you that. This is her money. If she wants to go gambling with him and give him money 5 nights a week because that makes her happy, it may not be smart, it may not be preserving her estate, but she's lonely and she's not going to live for every 2 months while when her granddaughter decides to come up and pay her a visit and take her out to dinner and gambling. That doesn't mean he's necessarily a nice person. I'm not even suggesting that to you. And I'm not suggesting that he didn't take advantage of her. He probably did.
I think so, too.
Absolutely.
I know. Why not?
A lot of people take advantage of the elderly.
That's sad.
Well, it is sad. However, it made her happy.
Why was she paying his
However,
a job?
It made your grandmother happy. If she didn't want to do it, she wouldn't have done it. She was of sound mind, and if she had to pay for an occasional escort, which is what he was, and he said that they were really good friends. Bull. However, if she had to pay for it so that she had company a couple of times a week, that made her happy. Why are you complaining now?
Because we're paying for his bills.
No, you're not. What do you mean you're paying?
Because in the will, it stated my mom is the executor of the will. So any monies be paid out for any of her expenses be paid out of that. So we did
What's your
that.
first name?
Tammy.
Are you dumb?
No, I'm not.
Well, then let me tell you something. What you're saying to me is I tried to explain it to you. Because your mother is the executrix of your grandmother's will, she does not have to go to her bank account, her personal bank account, and pay 1 sou for your grandmother's debts. The only money that can be used to pay for your grandmother's debts is your grandmother's money, which is not your money, no matter what you think. It is not your money. There may not be anything left for you after you pay the debts, but you 3 people do not have to dig into your own. It was your grandmother's money, and she could do whatever she diddly pleases with it, and it pleased her. It gave her a certain amount of pleasure to sport him around. I don't know why, but it did. Now that I've taken care of that area, now I talk to you. So there were certain things clearly here that she indicated you owed her.
Nothing that she gave, it was all gifts.
That's not true. That's clearly not true.
If it was as a loan, there would have been a contract made that I would have signed.
Are you kidding me?
Are
you kidding me?
No, I'm not. The 450 was I was in between jobs and she helped me out with the rent. I paid back the first payment of 40, and when I gave her that 40, she looked at me and says, "That's all I wanted to know was that you made the effort." She goes, "Forget about the rest."
Well, but that's not what it says here. That was a loan. Because that's what she is about this furniture. How'd you get the furniture?
That was delivered to me, my understanding, as a housewarming and a birthday present. I moved into a house I'm renting with my companion. It was a month of my birthday also. She wanted to go to a furniture store. She was asking me what I liked.
I can understand buying you...
After I'd moved in, what I had picked...
some clothes. I can understand taking you out to dinner. I can understand even giving you some gambling money when you go out. I don't have a problem with that. They may have a problem with $1,379 for furniture for you and your companion.
That was her choice. It was not asked of her. That's what she wanted to do.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That doesn't sit right with me. You have 2 men who live together, both employed, and there comes a point where certain things she wants to buy you, some clothes, she wants to take you out for dinner, she wants to make sure she has some company. But then there comes a point when it's sort of sickening. This is sort of sickening.
Why?
Why?
That was her choice. We didn't ask. I didn't ask.
I don't believe you. Did you just happen to be home when the furniture was delivered?
No, I was at work. I had to go home. No, I did not know it was going to be delivered that day.
You're full of baloney.
She also paid
Called me and I had to go down.
That didn't answer my question. It's not marked alone.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You're never going to recoup all the money that you gave him. It's not going to happen. But you should have at least some comfort in knowing that your mother had a good time. She did. She had some young people around her that made her feel good. Your mom didn't call an escort service and said, "Send me somebody to have a good time with." They treated her nicely. They showed her a good time. They probably better than going by herself to a casino. You know that that's true. And they took financial advantage of her. It's been happening for ages. But you don't recoup that. Unless there's some clear indication or some common sense, like with this furniture. Shirts and stuff like... God. Okay. There are certain things that are clearly marked as loans. I'm counting up only those things, and I am including in it the furniture.
Okay.
Because you're sitting on it, you're sleeping on it, you're going to pay for it. And all those things together come to $2,104, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
39-year-old attorney Marilyn Thomason says 29-year-old Bruno Herzog owes her for rent and utilities from when they lived together. Herzog says Marilyn is harassing him because she wants him as her boyfriend.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 369 on the calendar in the matter of Thomason versus Herzog. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have seats.
Miss Thomason, this defendant, according to you, lived in your home, and when he left, he owed you money for rent, utilities, etc.
That's correct.
Do you have a two-family home, or was he living in your apartment?
I rent a large home, and he was the first roommate that I advertised for after my long-term roommate died of cancer a year ago.
So he lived in a home that you rented?
Correct.
So he had his own room?
Yes.
Own bath?
Yes.
And kitchen privileges, is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So tell me about the rental agreement.
He answered the and the recycler, and we agreed on $600 a month plus 1/4 of the utilities.
Is that correct, sir?
No, it isn't, Your Honor.
Well, let's start. Did you answer an ad?
Yes, I did.
And you went to her home?
That's correct.
And what agreement did you come to?
Basically, as far as the rental agreement concerned, the rent was going to be $450 per month, and I also gave a $250 deposit at that time.
What about the utilities, sir?
The utilities were going to be fairly...
What about the utilities, sir?
The utilities were going to be fairly split.
Fairly split is not an arrangement, sir. Fairly split sounds ridiculous when you're talking between two strangers. Were you supposed to pay half the utilities, a quarter of the utilities? What were you supposed to pay?
Basically, there was no straight agreement or arrangement on that. It was going to be split between... There was Marilyn and her two sons, plus her boyfriend also living there at the time.
What month did you move in?
I moved in the 1st of March.
Of this year?
That's correct.
And how many months did you live there?
I lived there for 6 months, Your Honor.
And how many months' rent did you pay?
I paid 2 months' rent, and at that time I had given notice of to vacate the day following.
So you paid for 2 months?
And the utilities, correct.
And you lived there for 6 months?
That's correct.
And you lived there March and April, and then you said you were leaving?
That's correct, Your Honor.
But you didn't leave?
But I did not leave.
And you stayed on for an additional 4 months and paid nothing. Why not?
At the time of notice of vacation, to vacate the premises, she had given me, which I have documented, written notices and a note from her stating that it would be okay for me to stay there as long as I want, for free, under no obligation to pay for rent or utilities.
Let me see the note.
Basically what I have and like to present to you at this time.
Don't tell me basically, just show me the note.
If I can present this to you, Your Honor.
Just the note. Show it to her, Bird, would you please?
That's one of several notes. I had a little trouble communicating with him, so I wrote notes.
I just want to see what it says here. Why did you give her notice that you were leaving, sir?
It was a very uncomfortable situation for me from the very beginning. I just felt it was appropriate for me to leave. It was just an unbearable situation in the house.
Okay. Tell me why it was an unbearable situation.
Basically, the first and foremost reason was the harassment that I've been receiving from her to somehow come into a physical relationship with her.
You mean from the time you moved in?
That's correct.
March and April?
That's correct.
And it was unbearable?
It was somewhat uncomfortable. It was something uncomfortable and unbearable, yes, Your Honor.
So you stayed on, you moved in March, you stayed in April. And after this unbearable situation, you stayed May, June, July, and August for another 4 months.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Why?
Basically, she had, we had spoken and she had agreed that she was going to try to basically stop some of the inappropriate comments that she had made. I also have a note stating to my mother that she had made sexually indiscreet comments and harassing comments.
Like what?
She would say, she'd note to her friends, "This is my little houseboy, Liz here, isn't he cute?" She would tell her friends to come over when I was around. She'd say things like, it'd be great if you wouldn't wear a shirt around the house. You have such a great body. Just a lot of small remarks like that. I mean, there's some photos.
Slowly she turned.
There's some photos here that I have.
Mr. Herzog.
Yes.
If a big guy like you doesn't like the heat, then you get out of the kitchen. Sounds to me, that's what it means. Unbearable. So you leave. Leave. If a situation is unbearable, that's what it means. Unbearable. So you leave. You didn't leave. You sponged.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Your beauty is going to go one day, sir. I know you must think you're a very handsome man and you can get away with murder. But anybody who can twist the truth, like you can, is not good looking in my eyes.
And later today,
I'm not a criminal. This is the first thing I've ever been in trouble for in my life. This has taken up way too much of my time already.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Attorney Marilyn Thomason is suing Bruno Herzog for unpaid rent and utilities. Bruno is countersuing Marilyn for sexual harassment.
Show me the rent receipts for May, June, July, and August. Show me your canceled checks to her in the amount of, let's say, your amount, $450 a month.
Okay, excuse me, Your Honor. Basically, the two things that I have here is I have, in the lawsuit, it states from the plaintiff that she states that there is a written agreement. In fact, she refused to ever provide me with a rental agreement.
Mr. Herzog, what word that I just said didn't you understand? Show me the rent receipts from May, June, July, and August.
That's also part of the situation that I have here is that in the beginning there was cash paid to her. I had asked for receipts on that on several occasions. That was refused to me. I felt that she said to me this was for...
So is what you're telling me, Mr. Herzog, that you paid her in cash?
That's correct.
And you didn't get a receipt?
That's correct, Your Honor, and I had asked for that.
You are
time
one
and time
lying
again.
sucker. You just told me no more than 5 minutes ago that you didn't pay her anything for those 4 months. And now you say you paid her, but you paid her in cash?
Yes, Your Honor, and I also have a statement from her in a response.
You just told me you didn't pay her for 4 months. And you told me the reason you didn't pay her for 4 months is because she volunteered for you to stay there for free.
That was
What is it? Did you pay her or did you not?
Your Honor, I paid her for the month, March and April rent.
That's not what I asked you, sir. I said, show me the receipts for May, June, July, and August.
I have no receipts for those, Your Honor.
Because you didn't pay her for those months.
That's correct.
Right. So you owe her for those months. Because if something is so unbearable that you can't live there because you don't like the fact that she is making these suggestive statements to you, you're a big boy whose feet are implanted in cement, you pick yourself up and you leave.
Well, Your Honor, through conversation with her, I felt that this problem would be resolved. She is an attorney, and I felt that she would understand as far as the relationship goes as a roommate, and there was going to be no physical or relationship
So
ever
did
in
it
there.
stop?
The harassment?
Did it stop?
It did stop for some time, Your Honor.
For how much time, sir?
It would be hard to say. I mean, there was comments made left and right, but maybe for the first month after that, it seemed to be, she seemed to work on it.
Mr. Herzog, what do you do for a living, sir?
I am self-employed. I own a business.
What kind of business do you own, sir?
It's a manufacturing business.
What kind of manufacturing?
We manufacture snowboards.
Snowboards. Mr. Herzog, did you ever hear the expression, beauty fades, dumb is forever?
Yes, I have.
Your beauty is going to go one day, sir. I know you must think you're a very handsome man and you can get away with murder, but I'm telling you, I do not find you particularly attractive. Maybe it's because I'm too old. I don't think so. But anybody who can twist the truth like you can is not good looking in my eyes. Now, if this lady had a thing for you, I don't know, maybe she's desperate. Who knows? In any event, you can't stand there as a man and tell me that you were so offended by the way your landlord was treating you, you stayed on for 4 months but didn't pay her any rent. You want to say something?
If I may.
About what?
About the sexual harassments that
Who are you?
I am Heidi Britton.
How do you know him?
He is my brother.
Where do you live?
I live in Laguna Beach.
Why didn't he live with you?
Because I'm an opera singer and I travel around the world.
Wonderful. So you must have an apartment that's free a lot.
No.
That's vacant a lot.
No, I have a husband.
Well, if the situation with your brother, madam, was so unbearable in his residence, and you, as his sister, who clearly cares about him, did not say, while it's so unbearable there, living with this lady and her 2 children, come and live with me, you're not much of a sister. Now you tell me whatever you want to tell me.
First day I met Marilyn, she had made comments about what a good-looking body, what, you know, does he have a girlfriend? Is there anything that you can do to help me? You know, I'm interested in basically, and I'd like to have a relationship with him.
So?
I told him no, that he had been seeing someone and that was inappropriate. I thought, you know, he's my brother. I don't know you. I'm not going to divulge information or share information, which if he wanted you to know something, he would tell you something.
So what?
On other occasions, she had said to me, I really want Bruno to stay here. I'd like to be involved with him. I was out in the yard with his cats with Bruno. She said, I'll pay him to stay here. I really like Bruno. I'd like he'd be a...
So did you think that that was all very sick?
I thought that was very, very sick.
Very
and
sick.
In fact, I had assisted and started looking for other locations for my brother.
If you thought it was all very sick, why would you allow your brother to stay in a sick situation?
Well,
is he retarded?
No, he's not.
Is your brother retarded?
No, he's not.
Is he dim-witted?
No, he's not.
He owes her money. That's what he does.
Judge Judy is ready to rule, and later today...
You wouldn't know the truth, Mr. Neville, if it came up and bit you in the behind.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marilyn Thomason wants money owed for rent and utilities from her former roommate, Bruno Herzog. Mr. Herzog says Ms. Thomason harassed and assaulted him.
I'm taking his amount, madam, of $450, right? That's $1,800. And I'm not even tacking on much for utilities, another $50 for the 4 months, bringing your grand total to $2,000. Listen to me. I really have no idea whether she said what you attribute to her. Nothing sounds so lewd and lascivious to me. This is not sexual harassment in the workplace. You didn't work there. She wasn't trying to create a situation to make things unbearable for you so that you couldn't earn a living. You are clearly, at least according to your sister, of sound mind. And you had the ability and the capability to pick yourself up and move if you didn't like what was going on. You don't live there and sponge off somebody. Now, you've got a countersuit for sexual harassment. I assume that you've told me the best statements that you can think of that she said to you during the course of your tenancy that would at least touch my conscience and say that's terrible, right? And I don't find she sexually harassed you at all, sir. If she liked you and you didn't like her, the chivalrous thing to do would have been to have moved out as quickly as possible. Your counterclaim for sexual harassment is dismissed, and I am awarding the plaintiff $2,000 for your back rent and utilities. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She had just shot some photos of me without my consent when I was in the backyard, kind of half naked, I guess you'd say, with no shirt on, for her own, I guess, private use, pleasures.
You're
Disgusting.
An old, disgruntled woman who has 2 children by 2 different fathers. Get over it. He's not going to be a father to your children.
I have many friends, and I'm dating somebody.
Batteries.
No, we got along fine. He had a great sense of humor.
And now the next case.
Parties on Haney versus Neville Neiman. Step forward, please.
37-year-old florist Sue Haney says her neighbors Jeff Newman and Craig Neville stole her bicycle and destroyed it.
Bicycle that you owned.
Correct.
They were arrested. Correct. Bicycle that you owned.
Correct.
They were arrested. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Found guilty.
No.
Not if
We were arrested and convicted of receiving of stolen property.
But the stolen property was her bicycle.
Yes.
And when your bicycle was returned to you, it was returned in what condition?
Pieces.
So you're suing both of these young men for the cost of your bike, which is $202.64.
Right.
You want to tell me why you don't think that you are responsible to pay her? Let's start with you, Mr. Newman.
First of all, I paid a $200 restitution fine. I spent 2 days in jail. I almost lost my job over this, and I'm not a criminal. This is the first thing I've ever been in trouble for in my life.
So that's the reason why you don't think that you're responsible to pay her at least part of the money.
This has taken up way too much of my time already.
Now,
Shouldn't have taken it.
Please.
Order.
Please.
I didn't take it.
Please. And you are Mr. Neville?
Yes.
Mr. Neville, would you tell me why you don't think that you are responsible to pay her at least part of the money for her bicycle?
Well, first of all, I didn't steal her bike, neither did Jeff. I bought the thing from somebody off the street.
Baloney! So let's start with the first, with that's baloney.
No, it's not.
Yeah, sure it is. Sure it is. It's baloney. You just so happen to have bought a bike that was stolen from somebody off the street, and you knew one of her children or something, according to the complaint.
No,
Is that right?
I've known all of her children for years.
You knew all of her children, so it was just a coincidence that you had the bicycle and it was taken apart and dismantled so that some of you had the wheels, some of you had the mainframe of the bike. That was all just a coincidence. Am I correct, sir? Just a coincidence?
Yes.
I want you to get him a copy of my book.
I think we would have been smart enough if we'd stolen this woman's bike to have gotten rid of the parts after we'd stolen them.
Mr. Neville, thieves are always stupid.
All right, I've seen this Advanced Amino Formula all over TikTok, and honestly, I didn't believe the hype. But I actually tried it for 14 days, and here's what surprised me.
By day 3, the first thing I felt was energy. Real energy. Not caffeine, but like my body finally woke up. This formula has all 8 essential amino acids, the ones your body literally can't make on its own. And I noticed 2 big things. Faster recovery, soreness that normally lasts 2 days was gone in hours. Better focus, I didn't expect that. And I'm not kidding. My skin actually looked better. Aminos help your collagen. Didn't know that. I wanted to use with reticular skins over the Visayas. Skin is to sacrifice in their face.
If you want more energy, better recovery, or even to look healthier, this actually works. I'm sticking with it. I put the link in description. Check it out if you want the same results.
You didn't buy this bike from some unknown person, sir. And if you did, I am certain that you would have told the police the name of the person that you bought the bike from. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
You told them the name of the person, and did they contact that person?
I don't know.
Did you tell them where they could find that person?
I didn't know where the person lived.
Well, why don't you tell me how it came about that you bought this bicycle from, let us call him John Jones? Why don't you look at me, sir, and tell me how it came about that you bought this bicycle?
I was hanging out with the guy at a party. He told me he had a bicycle.
You were hanging out with a guy at a party.
Mm-hmm.
Which guy?
His name was Steve.
And so Steve told you he had a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Told you he had a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Stupid trying to tell me that story?
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Don't you feel stupid trying to tell me that story?
No,
Don't you feel
it's the truth.
stupid?
I don't feel stupid telling the truth.
You don't know what the truth is. You wouldn't know the truth, Mr. Neville, if it came up and bit you in the behind. Each of you owes this lady $101 and 32 cents. You, sir, your excuse for not paying her is that this matter has taken up all too much of your time. Not an excuse. And your, sir, excuse that you bought this bicycle from, and I quote, Steve doesn't wash with me. You're entitled to your money, madam. You have a judgment for that amount.
Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next...
Versus McDermott. Step forward, please.
21-year-old sound engineer Dean Johnson is suing his former girlfriend, Nicole McDermott. He says he loaned her money to fix her damaged car and was never repaid.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Sheesh. Judge, this is case number 283 on the calendar in the matter of Johnson versus McDermott.
Thank you, sir.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Johnson, according to your complaint, sir, you and the defendant were dating briefly. She had an accident in the car she was driving. Is the car your car?
It was my parents' car.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Mazda 626.
New?
No, it was an 83.
You got into an accident with the car. According to you, Mr. Johnson, the defendant came to you and she was very upset.
Yep, scared of her dad's reaction, didn't know what she'd do. And I said, I know someone who can fix her car. Brought it over there and got it fixed. And while she said that she didn't have the money, I said, I could let you borrow the money. She said, sure, that'd be great. But at first she denied it. She's like, no, don't do that for me. Please don't do that. I was like, all right, well, just if you need the money, and when you start your job, you can start paying me back. She's like, all right, because she was scared of what her dad was going to do. Got her car fixed. 2 days later after that, she split on me in so many words, like our relationship ended. And for about 1.5 years, I tried getting in contact with her maybe like 10 times in a total of 1.5 years, and I never got a response back to her.
Mr. Johnson, let's go back a little bit because you sort of fluffed over this oral contract that you had with her that you're suing on, sir. She came to your house and she said she was very upset.
Well, she was crying and stuff. She didn't know what she was going to do.
So far, he's correct.
She did not know what she was going to do.
So far, he's correct.
She's correct to the point where he just said that he said he'd lend me the money, and he never said that. He told me that he had a friend that owed him favors and that he would get it fixed. And I said...
Yeah, for cheaper.
Just
no, you never
don't
said that.
interrupt. Go ahead.
And so I was like, I was really scared. I was in shock. I just got in an accident. And I said, no, because I don't have money to get it fixed. I'm just going to have to tell my dad. And then he didn't want me to get in trouble. So he said, no, we'll get it fixed. So we took it to the shop, got it fixed.
When you took it to the shop, was there any discussion about $600?
Not until he was going to get it fixed, and then the guy said it'll be $600.
So there was discussion about $600?
Yes.
So...
And then Dino, I looked at Dino, and he said, no, they're going to take care of it. Because he said the guy owed him a lot of favors.
That's not true.
But then I did not, it didn't hit me until we were on our way home, and I asked him who's going to pay for it. And he said, I will. And I said, no, I don't want you to pay for it. Take it out of the shop. And he didn't. And
so you said to him, take it out of the shop?
Yeah, I asked him to call them.
And he said what?
He said, no, don't worry about it. They'll take care of it.
So you didn't say to him, take me right back to the shop and let's get it out of the shop?
I asked him to. I said, take me over there or call them. And he didn't.
But then there came a time when you went back and picked up this car. Is that right?
Yes.
A fixed car?
Yes.
Did you pay for the car, sir?
Yes, I did. $600. She was there.
Let me see proof of that.
She told me that when she was able to get a job, she would pay me back. I said, little payments are fine, whenever. And she was like, okay, I'm going to pay you back, even when we were like breaking up or whatever we had together.
Who signed for this?
I did. I've taken many cars to Miguel.
Miguel, that's the name of this person?
Miguel's Auto Body Shop.
Good. Let me make a call. Is this Miguel? Miguel, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. Do you know who I am? Well, I'm a judge who is hearing a case that has something to do with your auto body shop. And I have a couple of questions to ask you. Do you have a moment for me? Good. Do you know someone by the name of Dino Johnson? Yes. He says he's brought many customers to your shop. And this has to do with a car that was brought to you, a 1983 Mazda in 1995. He says he came in with a young woman who had been in an accident with her car. Yes? Well, could you tell me what you remember about that, sir? Right, so 2 or 3 weeks ago he came in and he asked you for a bill. Right, because I'm looking at this bill and it doesn't look as if it's a couple of years old. It looks like it's a relatively new bill. And it says here, sir, there's something that's circled, and it said that you were paid in cash. So how did you know it was $600? Is not an answer, Miguel. Okay, Miguel, you've been very cooperative. Thank you very much, sir. Bye-bye.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I said, well, I don't think my husband would have murdered his daughter. And I said, I would have been able to handle that.
And later today.
You know, you got to remember what you write down, Mr. Barth.
Gotcha.
Always comes back to bite you in the behind.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dean Johnson is suing his former girlfriend, Nicole McDermott, because he gave her money to fix her car and she never repaid him. Nicole says Dean is angry because she broke up with him and started dating his friend.
Now, Mr. Johnson, one of the reasons I went to make a phone call is this didn't look like something you had had around for 2.5 years. So Miguel seemed to know all about this lawsuit. I figured maybe he has no business because 2.5 years go by. Boy, he remembered everything, like she was your girlfriend and then broke up with you, and he knew the whole story. That led me to believe that you had been there more recently.
Yeah, because my mechanic is right next door.
No, because you needed a new bill.
Yeah, and I got a new bill, and she was there when I paid for it.
Now, just a second. You got a new bill. You got a new bill. This he gave you a couple of weeks ago. This was not the original bill. He has no invoice with regard to it because I asked him how come. He remembered that it was $600. He said, well, he remembers that it was $600. He had no invoice because he wrote paid cash, which means that he didn't write it down anywhere else.
Exactly.
Well, I have no doubt that $600 was in fact paid because according to Miguel, who I believe, who was very honest with me on the phone, he said that the original estimate was much more, about $850, but because he was referred by a friend and had done a lot of work there, he said he would do it for less. I have another couple of questions for you, Miss McDermott. You say you rear-ended this car and you had hundreds of dollars worth of damage on your car. What happened to the other car?
The other car, it was a Ford Explorer. There was only a small scratch, and it was a rental car, so they didn't care.
So he didn't care?
No, so nothing happened to it.
Did you ultimately tell your father about this?
Yes, I did.
When?
I told him approximately, he found out, and then I told him about 2 months after it happened.
Are you working?
Yes.
You have to pay for this. It's reasonable, right? He was being a nice guy.
See, he told me I didn't have to worry about paying him back. And he even told my mother that on the telephone, that I don't have to worry about it. And she asked him, what happens if she breaks up with you? And
don't tell me, let her tell me. You're her mother.
Yes.
Your last name is?
McDermott.
Yes.
I learned about the accident approximately 2 days after the accident. The car was already in the shop. It was almost repaired, and they were ready to pick it up. I had spoke to Dino about it. I said, Dino, we don't have the money to pay you for the car. My husband, one of the reasons why we hadn't told my husband, he had had 7 surgeries in the last 4 years. He was having a very hard time with his health, and I didn't want to tell him. I kept things from him because I didn't want to disturb his health anymore.
Good idea.
But I told Dino, I said, Dino, why did you fix her car? I says, why didn't you call me? I told Nikki, why didn't you call me? I'm your parent. It's up to me to decide what's going to happen. He says, well, she couldn't have driven it that way and her father would have gotten really mad. I says, well, he said her father would have killed her. I says, well, I don't think my husband would have murdered his daughter. And I said, I would have been able to handle that. I said, she would have either, one, had to have driven the car like it was, if it was drivable. I never saw it. I said, or found alternate transportation. He says, don't worry about it. She doesn't have to pay me back. And it was like a done deal.
She didn't have to pay me back right away.
It wasn't.
As soon as she got a job, because she wasn't working at the time. I said even $20, $10 here and there.
Miss McDermott, listen to me. You have to teach your daughter responsibility. How old is she?
She'll be 20.
And so this happened 2.5 years ago, so she wasn't quite 18, correct?
Right.
Well, then you have to teach her responsibility. I can understand that. 17 years old, still a baby, they do a lot of stupid things. But she was in an accident with the car. And if you're in an accident, you have to bear responsibility for taking care of it. I can understand her boyfriend at that time saying, listen, don't worry about it, you're not working, you know, I don't want you to get in trouble with your father, I will help you out. But then within a relatively short period of time, they weren't a couple anymore. Don't you think it's the responsible thing for your daughter to do? To pay her debts? Don't you think so? Sure it is. Now, but you have another problem, Mr. Johnson.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
My grandmother used to say, beauty fades, dumb is forever.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dean Johnson says his former girlfriend, Nicole McDermott, borrowed money to fix her car and never paid him back. Nicole claims the money was a gift.
You have another problem, Mr. Johnson. How old are you, sir?
21.
So you were over 18 when you made this arrangement with Miss McDermott.
Yes.
And she was under 18.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
I believe so. I wasn't exactly sure of her age.
How old were you?
I think she just turned 18.
I just turned 18.
You did just turn 18. Are you lucky? Because if she were under 18, she couldn't make a contract with you, even a verbal one. You understand that?
I do now.
She can't be bound by it. She can't be sued on it. But if she were over 18, then she has reached her majority. Miss McDermott, you have to take care of your bills. You drive a car, there are expenses. You have an accident, you have to pay for them.
That's why I didn't want him to fix my car.
But he fixed it, madam. And you're over 18, and you were sitting in the car, and nobody said you had to leave the car there. It was drivable. You could have said, forget it. I don't have the money. I'm going to deal with my father. You didn't do that. Don't take advantage of a situation. How much after this did you two break up?
It was about a week.
About a week?
Maybe even less than that.
That's a very expensive week.
He didn't even want the money back.
All right. Miss McDermott, you can't get along on your good looks forever, madam. You know? After a while, the looks go. And you have other things that you have to rely on, and that is your good name and integrity and responsibility and all those good things. Now, if you two had ended up an item, you got married and whatever, if he came to me 20 years later and
June 4th, 1944, 1100 hours. Somewhere in the vast, churning expanse of the mid-Atlantic, 400 miles west of Cape Verde, the ocean heaves like a living beast, gray waves cresting under a leaden sky that spits intermittent rain. Aboard the USS Guadalcanal, an escort carrier converted into a floating predator, Captain Daniel V. Gallery scans the horizon through salt-crusted binoculars. His hunter-killer group task group 22.3 has been prowling these waters for weeks. A pack of destroyers circling like wolves around a suspected U-boat lair. Sonar pings echo through the hull, sharp and insistent, cutting through the rumble of engines in the ceaseless slap of water against steel. Below decks, in the Combat Information Center, Lieutenant Commander Earl Trocino huddles over radar scopes, his face illuminated by the green glow of screens. Contact bearing 210, range 5,000 yards. A sonarman calls out, voice taut with adrenaline. The room erupts in controlled chaos orders barked, feet pounding on metal gratings. You can almost feel the vibration in your chest, the way the ship shudders as it surges forward, propellers churning foam in pursuit. This isn't just another patrol. It's the climax of months of cat-and-mouse games, where Allied convoys have bled under the fangs of Hitler's underwater fleet. Out there, submerged in the cold depths, Commandant Lieutenant Harold Lang commands U-505, a Type IXC submarine that's seen better days. His crew of 59 men huddles in the dim, red-lit confines, sweat beading on their brows, despite the chill seeping through the pressure hull. The air reeks of diesel, unwashed bodies, and the faint tong of fear rations are low, batteries draining, and the incessant pinging from above tells them they're cornered. Tauken, dive deeper. Lang now orders, his voice steady but edged with strain. The boat groans as it plummets. Valves hissing, men bracing against bulkheads. They've evaded hunters before, slipping through nets like ghosts. But today, the noose tightens. Above, the USS Chatelaine, a destroyer escort, closes in first. Depth charges rumble from her racks, plummeting into the sea like thunderbolts. Explosions rock the ocean, sending geysers skyward boom after deafening boom. U-505 shudders violently. Lights flicker, pipes burst, and water sprays in icy jets. Damage report. Lange shouts over the din. His engineer, Oberleutnant zur See Joseph Hauser, scrambles through the chaos. Hull breaches forward, batteries failing. We're taking on water. Panic flickers in the eyes of young seamen, boys barely out of training, who joined the Kriegsmarine dreaming of glory, but now face the abyss. The sub surfaces in a desperate bid for survival, breaching like a wounded whale amid foaming waves. Machine guns chatter from the American ships, tracers arcing through the air, pockmarking the conning tower. German sailors scramble onto the deck, hands raised in surrender, their uniforms sodden and faces pale with shock. Wildcats from the Guadalcanal roar overhead, circling protectively, their props a buzzing swarm. Boarding parties from the USS Pillsbury launch whaleboats, oars cutting through the swell as they approach the listing U-boat. Captain Gallery watches from the bridge, his jaw set. This isn't just a capture, it's a prize. U-505 is intact, her Enigma machine and codebooks potentially aboard, a treasure trove for Allied intelligence. As the first Americans clamber onto the sub's deck, disarming the crew and herding them into boats, the Germans cast wary glances back at their vessel. Little do they know, this moment marks the end of their world and the beginning of a revelation that will shatter their faith in the Reich. But as the prisoners are hauled aboard the Guadalcanal, something unexpected unfolds. Their eyes, accustomed to the grim austerity of U-boat life, widen at what awaits them. What could possibly stun these hardened wolves of the sea? June 4th, 1944, 12:30 hours. The USS Guadalcanal rolls gently in the swell, her deck alive with motion. German prisoners, 59 gaunt figures in oil-stained dungarees, are prodded up the accommodation ladder by armed sailors in crisp khaki. Salt crusts their beards. Blood from minor shrapnel cuts streaks their necks. A Marine corporal jabs a Thompson submachine gun into the small of Captain Lieutenant Harold Lang's back. Schnell, Kraut? He snarls. Lang stumbles forward, boots clanging on steel, and the hatch clangs shut behind them like a prison gate. You can taste the diesel on their clothes, smell the fierce sweat that clings to wool. The corridor is narrow, bright, electric lights blazing overhead, not the sickly red glow of a U-boat's battle lanterns. The Germans blink, disoriented. A chief petty officer with a clipboard herds them toward the mess deck. No shouting now, just the low hum of ventilation and the distant clatter of galley pots. The air is cool, almost cold, pumped in by massive blowers that roar softly somewhere deep in the ship's guts. They file past an open hatch. Inside, a projection screen flickers with a Betty Grable musical. Sailors sprawl on benches, feet up, passing buckets of popcorn. One German matrose, machinist's mate Kurt Balmer, barely 20, freezes in the doorway. His mouth actually falls open. Popcorn? In the middle of the Atlantic? He's been living on moldy bread and ersatz coffee for weeks. The mess deck itself is a revelation. Long tables gleam under fluorescent tubes. Stainless steel trays slide along rails. Roast beef sliced thick, mashed potatoes swimming in gravy, green beans glistening with butter, and, impossibly, ice-cold Coca-Cola in waxed cups. A steward in a spotless apron plops a scoop of vanilla ice cream onto each tray. Vanilla, ice, cream. The Germans stare as if the trays are altars. Lang sits stiffly, wrists zip-tied with canvas straps. A naval intelligence lieutenant, David Edwards from ONI, slides into the bench opposite. Edwards is calm, almost friendly. "Eat, Captain Lieutenant. You'll need your strength." Lang's hand trembles as he lifts the spoon. The first bite of ice cream hits his tongue, sweet, creamy, impossibly smooth. He closes his eyes for a fraction of a second, and in that moment, the war feels a million miles away. Balmer, 2 seats down, whispers to his neighbor in frantic German, "Das ist ein Trick." Sie wollen uns weich machen, but his spoon keeps moving, mechanical, betraying him. The Coca-Cola fizzes, tiny bubbles dancing like depth-charge plumes in reverse. A sailor across the table laughs, claps Balmer on the shoulder. "Welcome to the land of plenty, kid." Below their feet, a boarding party led by Lieutenant J.G. Albert David is already inside U-505. Flashbulbs pop as Signal Corps photographers document the prize. The Enigma machine still warm in its wooden case. Codebooks stacked like bricks of gold. The torpedo data computer humming faintly. Scuttling charges lie unfused on the control room deck. The Germans never had time to arm them. David's men work fast, plugging leaks, rigging tow lines. The sub will sail again, this time under an American flag. Back in the mess, Edwards leans in. "Your boat produced 60 tons of displacement. Herr Lange, we launch a new fleet boat every week at Portsmouth Navy Yard. Tell me, how does it feel to fight a war against assembly lines?" Lang's spoon stops halfway to his mouth. The ice cream begins to melt, a slow white tear sliding down the edge of the dish. And in that puddle of vanilla, something shifts in the German captain's eyes. A realization, cold and certain, starts to form. June 4th, 1944. 1400 hours. A small compartment off the Guadalcanal's wardroom, windowless, lit by a single gooseneck lamp. The air smells of hot coffee and fresh ink. Captain Lieutenant Harold Lange sits alone now, wrists freed but hands still trembling. A stenographer's typewriter clacks in the corner like a machine gun on slow fire. Lieutenant Edwards slides a folder across the table. Photographs of American shipyards, aerial recon prints, rows upon rows of gray hulls sliding down ways into the James River. Portsmouth, electric boat, Manitowoc, Edwards says, tapping each image. 20 fleet boats a month. That's before breakfast. He flips another page. A graph, red ink climbing like a fever chart. U-boat losses, January to May, 41 confirmed. Your Admiral Donitz called it the crisis. We call it Tuesday. Lang's throat works. He has seen the numbers, of course, felt them in the empty bunks, the silent radio watches. But here they are printed in black and white, undeniable. Edwards pours coffee, real coffee, not the acorn sludge Longau drank for 2 years. Steam curls between them like a ghost. You sank 38,000 tons last patrol. Edwards' continuous voice almost gentle. We replaced it before you reached Lorient. Tell me, Captain Lieutenant, how do you fight a nation that builds faster than you can sink? Lang stares into the cup. The surface ripples with the ship's motion, a tiny Atlantic trapped in porcelain. He remembers U-505's last dive, the screech of rivets, the way the deck plates lifted under his boots as water poured in. He remembers the faces of his men, Hauser's bloodied forehead, Bomber's wide eyes when the lights died. And now this, air conditioning, ice cream, a carrier that launches planes while serving dessert. Edwards leans closer. We're towing your boat to Bermuda. Intact. Enigma, TDC, the works. Your cipher's already on its way to Washington. By the time Berlin realizes you're missing, we'll be reading their mail for breakfast. A pause. The typewriter stops. In the silence, Lange hears the low thrum of the carrier's turbines, steady, endless, American. He thinks of the Reichs shipyards, bombed flat at Hamburg, starved for steel at Bremen. He thinks of the Führer's speeches about willpower and wonder weapons. And for the first time, the words taste like ash. Edward stands. One more thing. Your crew's watching Casablanca right now. Bogart's telling Bergman they'll always have Paris. They're laughing, actually laughing. When's the last time your men laughed, Herr Lange? Lang has no answer. The lamp flickers. Somewhere beyond the bulkhead, a projector whirs, and the sound of applause drifts through the vent. He closes his eyes, and in the darkness behind his lids, the Atlantic opens wide, an abyss not of water, but of arithmetic. But the real shock is still coming, because tonight, the Germans will be led below decks to a sight that will break something inside them forever. June 4th, 1944. 19:30 hours. The Guadalcanal's lights dim to red as the ship steams west under a bruised sky. A petty officer with a flashlight herds the German prisoners, now in borrowed dungarees, down a steel ladder that rings like a bell under their boots. The air grows warmer, thick with the smell of hot oil and ozone. Engines, massive ones. They've heard turbines before, but nothing prepares them for this. The ladder ends on a catwalk suspended above a cavern of steel. Below, 2 General Electric steam turbines spin at 6,000 RPM, each the size of a city bus, their casings gleaming like cathedral organs. Phosphorescent gauges glow green and amber. American machinists' mates move between them in clean coveralls, wiping condensation with rags, checking dials with the casual grace of men who've never known a part shortage. Kapitan Lieutenant Lange stops dead. His breath catches. U-505's diesel engines, 2-man monsters, produced 4,400 horsepower on a good day, and they coughed black smoke doing it. These turbines push 12,000 shaft horsepower each, and the only smoke is a faint haze of steam from a coffee mug one sailor balances on a valve wheel. Oberleutnant Hauser, the engineer, grips the rail so hard his knuckles blanch. Gott im Himmel, he mutters. A turbine blade flashes past, a silver blur, perfect, flawless. Hauser knows metallurgy. He knows the Reich is rationing nickel, chromium, every alloy. These blades are high-temperature steel, heat-treated to tolerances his yards can't dream of. He can feel the precision in the air, like standing inside a watch. A chief machinist's mate, name tape reading Omelay, notices the Germans staring. He grins, jerks a thumb at the turbines. Built in Schenectady, launched this tin can in 42 days. You boys take 6 months for a milk cow. He says it without malice, just fact, the way a farmer might comment on the weather. Bummer, the young machinist's mate, edges closer to a control panel. A placard reads, GE turbo-electric drive to 24 knots sustained. 24 knots. U-505 could barely make 19 on the surface, and that burned fuel like dragon's breath. He reaches out, almost touches the throttle lever, then snatches his hand back as if burned. Down a companionway, they're led past the evaporator room. Fresh water gushes from stainless pipes, 1,500 gallons an hour. Next, the refrigeration plant. Walk-in freezers stacked with Iowa beef, California oranges, crates of Hershey bars. A steward pulls a carton of ice cream, scoops a sample into a paper cup, hands it to Bomber. Try the chocolate. New batch. Bomber takes it with both hands, like it's holy. The cup is cold enough to sting. He licks once, rich, dark, impossibly smooth. His eyes fill, not from the cold, from the math. Every watt of power for these freezers, every gallon of distilled water, every ounce of cocoa, all of it produced while the Kriegsmarine starves for bunker oil. Lange watches his men. Their faces are no longer defiant, no longer afraid. They're hollow. He sees it in Hauser's slumped shoulders, in the way Bomber cradles the cup like a child. The carrier isn't just a ship. It's a factory, a city, a nation afloat, and it's only one of hundreds. O'Malley claps Longa on the back. Captain, your boat's tied alongside now. Want to see her from the fantail? Moon's up. They climb back to the main deck. The night is velvet, stars sharp as shrapnel. U-505 rides astern on a tow line, her scarred hull lit by searchlights, riding high and empty like a gutted fish. Beyond her, the wake stretches silver to the horizon, straight, endless, American. Lange grips the rail. The wind carries the faint sound of a jazz record from the Focus Lee. Somewhere below, his crew is finishing the movie, passing around cigarettes that aren't made of floor sweepings. He thinks of Lorient, of the bombed-out pens, of the last letter from his wife. 3 lines on a postcard, censored to ribbons. And then it hits him, not as a thought, but as a physical blow behind the eyes. The war is already over. They just haven't stopped shooting yet. But one final sight awaits the Germans before Bermuda, a vision that will haunt their dreams for decades. UNE 11, 1944, 0550 hours, Royal Naval Dockyard, Bermuda. The sun breaches the horizon like a searchlight, gilding the limestone walls and turning the harbor into molten glass. USS Guadalcanal lies at anchor, her battle ensign limp in the still air. Alongside her, U-505 rides low and quiet, her scars painted over with fresh gray, a false name, USS Nemo, stenciled on her conning tower to fool any stray Luftwaffe reconnaissance. A ring of motor launches patrols the perimeter, machine guns glinting. On the submarine's casing, American and British officers move with the reverence of archaeologists unearthing Troy. Commander Kenneth Knowles, head of the Atlantic Section's submarine tracking room, kneels beside the open torpedo tubes. Inside, 4 T-5 acoustic torpedoes, still crated, their warheads stamped with swastikas. A Royal Navy lieutenant whistles low. These haven't even hit the water yet. We'll have the firing patterns by lunch. Below, in the control room, a team from the 10th Fleet's secret room photographs every dial, every valve tag. Flashbulbs pop like anti-aircraft bursts. The Enigma sits on a makeshift table, its rotors frozen mid-rotation, a priest caught in prayer. A civilian cryptanalyst from Arlington Hall, Miss Genevieve Grotchen, the woman who cracked purple, runs a gloved finger over the keyboard. 4-rotor model, she murmurs. We'll be reading BDU traffic before Dunitz finishes his morning briefing. Up on the Guadalcanal's flight deck, the German prisoners are mustered in ranks for the last time. Capitan Lieutenant Longus stands front and center, eyes fixed on the sub that was once his kingdom. The crew behind him is silent. No shuffling, no whispers. 7 days of roast beef and movies have rounded their cheeks, but something inside has hollowed out. They wear clean dungarees now, American issue, the stenciled POW on the back like a brand. A bosun's pipe shrills. Captain Gallery steps forward, megaphone in hand. Men of U-505, your boat is now property of the United States Navy. Shall again, under our colors. Your war is over. He pauses, lets the words settle. You fought well, but the ocean belongs to those who can feed it, fuel it, and fill it with steel. Welcome to the losing side. A ripple passes through the Germans. Not anger, not shame, but the slow collapse of a myth. Bomber's knees buckle for a second. Hauser catches his elbow. Lange alone remains rigid, but his gaze drifts past Gallery to the harbor mouth, where a convoy of fresh Liberty ships steams in line ahead, their holds bulging with tanks for Normandy, grain for Britain, aviation spirit for the Marianas. Each hull bears a white-painted number, 2,500 and counting since 41. The arithmetic is merciless. A Marine band strikes up Anchors Away. The prisoners are marched down the brow to a waiting lighter. As they pass the sub's deck, a Signal Corps photographer snaps one final frame. Lang saluting the conning tower, not the American flag, but the boat itself. His glove is steady, but a single tear tracks the salt from his beard to his collar. The lighter pulls away. U-505 shrinks against the pier, already swarming with technicians. In the distance, a welder's torch sparks blue, cutting away the last swastika from her sail. The Germans watch until the sub is just a gray smudge against the coral. Then the engine coughs, and Bermuda recedes. Years later, in a quiet flat in Bremen, Harald Lange will keep a single photograph on his desk. The captured U-505 under tow, wake silver behind her, the stars and stripes snapping proud. He will tell his grandchildren, voice soft, "We thought we hunted the Atlantic. We never understood we were the ones being farmed." And in the archives of the U.S. Navy, a classified report will close the file. Capture of U-505 shortened the war in the Atlantic by an estimated 6 months. Cost to the enemy: 1 submarine, 59 prisoners, and the last illusion of invincibility. The wolves are caged. The assembly lines roll on. The ocean, vast and impartial, keeps its own counsel.